Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people. Power to the people.
Yeah, it's on and popping. What it is, what it do, peace and love, peace, power, and deliver. Welcome to the Black Alpha Network, certified Black society, foundational Black Americans every day, all goddamn day. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the tap in. We about to go 100 miles an hour because we going to stand on the lineage and we going to stand in the paint. But before we do all of that, y'all already know what type of time it is, and I ain't even got to say it. FBA roll call, where you at. I want to know what city, what town, what state, what region. If we've ever put out FBA energy before, let's do it tonight to the fullest. Let's let the whole world know we coming to the end of this year and we're going to start off the new year with a bang, okay? But we're going to end this the correct way. We're going to do it the proper way. So anybody who got problems, anybody who got issues, and anybody who got us, let me say this. If you got a problem with certified foundational Black Americans, and I'm going to say this in the most respectful way, okay? If you do not want to give us reparations in the form of cash payments, if you do not want to cut the check, and you do not give us our tangibles, you are going to have to deal with the most certified lineage, heritage, and culture of all time. I said what I said. Let's get to work, family. Let me know where you at. Let me know where you from. Let's get it in the building. I'm checking the comments right now. Let me go ahead and put it up. All the respect, that was me being respectful, okay? I slowed it down. I spoke in nice, clear, proper terms. That was me being very respectful. But right now, we're going to be very direct, okay? So with us being direct, I see you, Texas. I see you, Columbia, South Carolina. I see you, Connecticut. Yes, indeed. All day long. Chicago in the building. Yes, indeed. I see you. Florida. That was us being very, very respectful. That was us letting the whole world know that if they do not give us what belongs to us, they're going to have to catch wreck. And this is the type of time I'm on right now. This is how I'm feeling right now. This is how we feeling right now. Everyone's going to have to see it. Everyone's going to have to deal with it because that's just the way the game goes. That right there, family. Yes, indeed. Middle fingers to the sky. Yes, indeed. With the black fist going right along with it. This is how we doing. I see everybody in Nevada in the house, Maryland, Harlem World. I see you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Queen Alpha, go ahead and get that troll out there. Roberto, get Roberto out of there. Peace. See you later, homeboy. Roberto gone. They already pulled out the trolls. You already know. They was waiting. Roberto, go and get on out of here, family. Go on. Peace out. Peace out. Go holler at Fat Joe. Tell him that we created hip-hop and you wouldn't be here because of us. That's the type of time we are. Roberto, you got to go. You got to go, Roberto. You got to go. Yes, indeed. Family, we are in the building, in the place. This is what it is. This is where we are. This is what we doing. Let me get Roberto out of here. There you go. Sorry, homeboy. You got to roll. That part. Here we are. Back at it, family. One love, man. I appreciate everybody for the pull-up. I appreciate everybody for the tap-in. Y'all already know what it is. Like I said, Black Alpha Network. Today's going to be a very, very, very special episode, and this is all going to be based on reparations. Reparations over everything. Reparations over everybody. If you are not down with cash payments for our lineage, our heritage, and our culture, then you're going to have to hit the door. You're going to have to kick rocks, or we will see you to the door. And when we see you to the door, we doing it Uncle Phil style. We ain't being polite with it because we done asked for reparations way back in the day. This generation is demanding reparations. And that's the difference between us and them. We demand. Anybody else, they come around here and they put their little hands together and they say, please, a master gives it to us. We don't really want all the money. No, we want all the money. You're going to give it to us and we're going to get paid in full. So what we're going to do, We're going to break down people who are lineage ops from the inside and people who are lineage ops from the outside. Both of those are going to go down because we are in the 11th hour and we represent to the fullest. But I need everybody to subscribe right now to the Black Alpha Network. Make sure you smash that like button. Share this on every single platform you have because the whole world's going to have to hear us and the whole world's going to have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, let me tell everybody how this all ends. How this all ends with this being the generation that gets reparations, not our kids' generation, not one day, not if we do good, hopefully in our lifetime. I said it before and I'll say it again. That in our lifetime stuff is over. All right. We don't do that in our lifetime. All right. That used to be that old, outdated, defeated Negro mentality. We got a certified. OK, we got a thorough mentality. And our mentality is you got two choices. You're going to get that shit up or you're going to get that shit took. Reparations, what we've all come to find out, like everything we do, you have to take it. Foundational Black Americans are not in a position that anybody's going to do anything for us. What they say, ain't nobody come to save us. Good, because we ain't looking for nobody to save us. We don't need anybody to save us. We got each other's back. Everybody in the chat right now, everybody represent. When Foundational Black Americans were out here on our own, picking cotton, ain't nobody send no sailboat, ain't nobody send no goddamn tugboat, ain't nobody send no rowboat. We were out here by ourselves. And you know what that ended up doing, family? That ended up making us the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture that this world has ever seen. AKA, translation, we don't need nobody. Only people we need are each other. And since we got each other, it's time to turn all the way up, family. Y'all know last week we ended the episode talking about this tether reparations panel that they had put together, this real funny style, janky reparations thing that they had put up. This real janky reparations panel that they had put up. And we said that we was going to go there. And we said we was going to stand on the lineage. And we said that we was going to represent. And that's exactly what we did. It's out there. It's been trending. Everybody's been seeing it. It's been a whole lot of love. Everyone knows that we were out there representing. And I wrote this to everybody before. Yes, they ain't even send a kayak. You know it's cold when you don't even send a kayak. I mean, god damn. That's the easiest thing you could do. They ain't even do that. Okay, but what they ended up doing, fam, that had reverse consequences. And what it ended up doing was making us strong and being solo. And that's good. I like it that way. I don't want nobody else. I don't need nobody. I got my certified sisters. I see y'all. I got my certified brothers. I see y'all. We don't need nobody at all. So we ended the episode talking about being boots on the ground and representing for the lineage. And guess what? That's exactly what we did. We went down there, and I'm talking about the belly of the beast amongst a whole gang of ops. None of them people were trying to represent for Foundational Black Americans. None of those people wanted to see us do anything. Those folks wanted to take everything that we create, all right? But what we end up doing in turn, we went there and we showed it. And there's only about 3 or 4 of us, okay? A lot of people trying to say that it was this person, that person. No. There was about 3 or 4 real ones there. And I know I came dolo solo. You feel me? And I hope, and I wrote this to everybody before, I really, really hope that I represented everybody in a great way. I hope I represented everybody very respectful. I made sure that every single thing that I said was representative of us and where we stand. So with that said and all the energy, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all all the way around, all the way across the board, family. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to get in. Okay. I see Roberto. Okay, there you go. This man done went and got him a whole nother account. Okay, well, guess what? Your second account gone too, homeboy. You can't deal with FBA. We too strong. We too goddamn powerful. Now, with that said, we were out here really building everything. You wouldn't be in here, Roberto, if it wasn't for us. Matter of fact, you would be here. You would, but you're going to come here jumping over a damn barbed wire fence, or you're going to come here swimming across a polluted-ass river, okay? We seen you before. Now, when we talk about standing on the lineage and we talk about representing the heritage and the culture to the fullest, that's what we did. And we made sure that no matter where we go and no matter what type of time we on, we represent everybody. That's the best way we do it. We represent everybody to the fullest, to the maximum. There is no half-stepping. There is no half-stepping, no more. We all got a dustpan, a mop, and a broom, and we've been cleaning up what no one wanted to do before. We've been making sure that everyone knows that if you talk about the lineage, you speak on the lineage, you're going to have to bow to the lineage. That's what we're doing. So I hope that I represented everybody in a very, very respectable manner. That's exactly what I try to do. Like everything I do, it doesn't matter. Anywhere I go, I make sure that whenever I'm speaking on behalf of Foundational Black Americans or Certified Black Society, I make sure that it's represented very professional in the real light. Now, if they want to turn up, we're going to do it like only FBA can. But at the same time, even when we turn up, we do it in style. And speaking of doing it in style and holding things down, I had a confrontation when I was down there with somebody from the California Reparations Task Force. So they flew in this Wicked Witch of the East, or shall I say of the West, the Wicked Witch, the WWE, the Wicked Witch of the East and the West. She came all the way here to this reparations task force or whatever it was, reparations tether committee, and she had a little smoke. What she thought is that she was going to sit down and talk to us and disrespect us, and nobody was going to be able to say anything. But family, everything that I just told y'all a second ago, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens right there when you come one-on-one with a certified foundational Black American. That's the fate that you see, okay? This is how they look before they start debating with FBA. They be teeth shining and everything, okay? And that's what happens after they debate with FBA, okay? It turns very bad for them. We are undefeated, family. We ain't lost. If anybody's waiting for foundational Black Americans to lose, they're going to be waiting for a long time because that's not in our nature. We don't know how to lose, okay? All we do is step. And when we step over them. We step around them. We step through them. And that's exactly what happened. So let me give everybody the rundown because this actually went viral and it was trending, my exchange with this person that I completely demolished. So we're at this reparations convention. We're going to call it the Tether Convention, or we can even call it the Shield, whatever. We're all in a room, and they're expecting this person to kind of just talk to us. They want to play us like they play everybody with them little 2 minutes to talk, right? Where you can say something and they cut you off real fast. We weren't going for none of that. No. And there was an older gentleman in the room, and he said, no, we all going to sit in a circle, and we all going to have a conversation, and y'all going to look at us in the face. That's the difference because y'all know what they love to do to us, family. They love having these conversations where they dominate the microphone. They control the microphone. This is what they love to do. This is what they love to do. Hold on, family. Hold up. This man done came back 100 times. Get that man out of here. Get that man out of here. And if not, y'all give him that work. Y'all run him out of here. Either he going to get running up out of here by the mod, or he gonna get ran up out of here by all of us. That's how we do things as we proceed. He about to catch the same work that this lady caught. So at the end of the day, family, she thought she was going to talk to us reckless. She thought that she was going to just speak down to us and nobody was really going to even say nothing or challenge her words. And no, not with me there. So as soon as she started babbling, I was listening. I actually have footage of her talking for about 2 or 3 minutes. And she was just going on. She came in the room talking about no cash reparations. She came in the room talking about no money. Soon as she stepped into place, she was like, no money. No money. And then she was trying to like feed it to us in a nice way. Like, y'all don't really deserve the money. Y'all ain't really going to get the money. And as I was sitting back listening, I said, she got about 2 minutes. What we say about foundational Black Americans, family, there's 24 hours in the day and we got 2 times. I'm going to tell you what those 2 times are. There's 24 hours, okay? But we got 2 times. And those are that motherfucker done fuck with me for the last time. And that motherfucker got 1 more time, okay? Out of the whole 24-hour day, there's only 2 times that matter to foundational Black Americans. So as she came in the room talking about no cash payments, y'all just gonna be happy with nothing, y'all go vote blue no matter who, I said she got 1 more goddamn time to say something about no cash payments, and I'm cutting her off. I don't give a damn. We're going to be up in this thing moving furniture, okay? Because I'm going to stand on the lineage. See, you can't halfway stand on the lineage. You can't sort of stand on the lineage. If you're going to stand on it, you got to stand on it all the way. And all I know is how to go 100 miles an hour. So I said she got 1 more time. And then I said her ass got the last time. Soon as she crossed that last time, I jumped in. I said, nope, no. Here's what it is. And she said, well, you know, I would hope this and I would hope that. And I said, hope don't pay my bill. They've been trying to sell us hope for how long, family? They've been trying to sell us hope our whole existence. The hope days are gone. The hoping, the wishing, the coping, them days are over. Anybody who's trying to sell foundational Black Americans hope, they are going to be out of the building. Matter of fact, they better hope that they can find the exit. That's the only thing that matters. So I want y'all to see this right here. And I got even more footage, and we're going to break it down today. I'm telling y'all, smash that like button. Subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. Share this all the way around. We're going to break down the lineage ops from the inside. We're going to break down the lineage ops from the outside. We're going to break down the ones who speak with a different accent, ones from a different continent, ones who may be right here in America. We're going to break down the political ones. We're going to break down the social ones. We're going to break down all the old ones, the dinosaurs, anybody and everybody who has a problem with cash reparations for certified foundational Black Americans, the offspring of the ancestors who built this country, is going to get that work, and they're going to get that smoke, and we're going to do it loud and proud. And I send a certified salute to everybody in the building. Let's go there. We already got 300 people in here, and we only been on for about 10 minutes, family. We breaking records. This is what we do on the Black Alpha Network. It's classic after classic. It's going to be another classic. That's what we do. Both of those fists right there represent everybody. Put it all in with the lineage, and we go stronger than ever. So, family, this was my original exchange with her, and we're going to break down some agents, too. Because as I examine some things, y'all know, foundationals, we stay on our P's and Q's. We watch everything, right? So there were some agents in the place. There were some dominant society agents in the place. And I'm going to play some exclusive footage directly from the Black Alpha Network. And I'm going to ask the family, what do y'all see? And we're going to all put our minds together the same way we put our minds and our souls together and built this goddamn country. We're going to do the same thing tonight, family. So lock in. It's going to be a great time. And we're going to see who's on the inside, who's on the outside, who's counterfeit, and who's certified. If you're certified, you can roll with us. If you counterfeit, you got to roll out. So this was Black Alpha going one-on-one with the Wicked Witch of the East and the goddamn West, letting her know that it is reparations in the form of cash payments over any Democratic shield talk she can come up with, over any type of hoping, wishing, coping that she could find, and over anybody who got a goddamn problem with it. Y'all enjoy and turn up the volume. We are in the building, in the place, family. Check this out right here. We're going to let the whole goddamn world know that when you come against certified foundational Black Americans, there's only going to be one outcome, and that outcome is we will win. We've been doing it. We're going to continue.
Other people have to say, I've been on the record for a very long time that I'm not against cash payments. I just don't see it as a strategy that will help us to address the multitude of harms and to address them in ways that benefit future generations, that we have to have something that's going to be into perpetuity. And as someone else said earlier, that gets at the mental health harms, the emotional and psychological and spiritual harms, as well as.
I just got a question. I was going to say, in America, you say health, doesn't money required for healthcare in the United States of America? It doesn't actually take money for everything that we do in the United States of America? And I ask that respectfully.
Yeah, but I would hope that we would not end up taking cash payments to pay for hospital bills, that we should have insurance that's covering something like that.
But is reparations based on hope or is it based on results? Because, I can't hope that my light bill gets paid. It's going to get cut off. I'm going to be in the dark. Winter's coming up and I can't hope that the heat's going to stay on.
But I'm hoping that we wouldn't have reparations that allows us to have one generation be able to pay their light bill. And, and that's.
Freeze real quick, family. Freeze real quick. Notice how she talked about, I don't want to have one generation that can pay their light bill, okay? That's the type of thought process and the logic that she's trying to come up with in terms of not giving us cash payments. Like we're going to have one reparations check and pay a light bill, okay? I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, all right? We're going to do the same thing with our reparations check that we did to this country. We're going to flip it. And that's why they don't want to give us the money. They don't want to give us the money because they understand that we're actually the best people with the money. We are the strongest with the money. We are against all odds. You give us $1, that shit going to turn into 100, 100 into 2, 2 into 5. Next thing you know, 1,000, then we sitting on $1 million. What you going to do? What you going to do? Not a goddamn thing. This is why it's reparations over everything. ROE. Bottom line, I don't give a damn what talk. I don't care how they spin it, how they spice it up. They can put sprinkles on top. I don't give a damn. We ain't doing no sugarcoating. We are now moving into the era where we're going to get our reparations in cash. If we don't sit down right now and stand in the paint and let these people know that they're going to have to run us that damn check, then we're going to be sitting back and the money going to go to Ukraine, already is. It's going to go to Mexico, already is. It's going to go all the way around the world. Mr. Lumbumba, Mr. Mutombo, Mr. Jolov, Mr. Fufu, they all going to end up with the money. So right now, it's best that we do exactly what we've all been doing in the Black grassroots, and that's letting these folks know they on our time. This ain't it. We ain't on their time. See, what she thought is that Black Alpha Network was going to be on her time. She don't understand I ain't on nobody's time but FBA time. All right, that's the type of time I'm on. When I look at my watch and my clock, that shit both say FBA. All right, it don't say Democratic Shield, and it damn sure don't say reparation in the form of hugs. And she found out the real goddamn way, and they're going to continue to find out the real way, because all my certified brothers right here in the chat, all my certified sisters right here in the chat, and those who cannot be here, we stand on the shoulders of the ancestors, and with that, we too strong and we too powerful. So as I always say, we building, we working, we shining, we grinding, and she found out the hard way. So as she tried to stop it, and she tried to now go into a whole session of let everybody else talk. Notice, family, I cut her off. First off, she was in my state. First off, okay? She flew here from the West Coast. She came down south, and she was in the state of Georgia. Now she in my territory, all right? So she was going to bow down. Everything about that was about foundational Black Americans. And this is how you stand on the lineage. This is how you stand in the pain. And this is how you take care of business. And that's the type of time that I was on. And I'm going to continue to be on that type of time. So watch the way it goes, family. And then I'm going to show you my response. And then I'm going to show everybody the same way that we operate and we function on a lineage base. That's the same way we operate and we function in these streets every day, all day, twice on Sundays. Watch the rest.
Satisfactory that I have.
Well, why would we have it just in terms of one generation?
We're not supposed to be going back.
Right there. Notice what she said. She said, why are we going this way? And why is it got to be one generation? And I said, no, hold up. No, we ain't doing one generation. We are looking at cash reparations for us as a lineage. We built this country. We maintain and sustain this country for 500 years. So guess what? Our money gonna last. It ain't gonna be no one check. See, she wants to put this premise of it's gonna be one check or no check. And I G-checked her ass and let her know, it's going to be consistent money, okay? And it's going to be large lump sums of money, and it's going to be all of the goddamn money. And then she said, okay, let's stop. See, when she tried to sell me hope, I cut her off. When she tried to sell me hugs and kisses, I cut her off. And then when I finally told her this ain't about just one generation getting money, then she said, let's not talk no more. She started moving her hands and shit, family. Watch how she does this right here. We were just talking about this last night. Me and my brother Afro Elite. Salute to our brother. He was there right there holding it down. I got some footage of him too. She started doing this. I said she was shooting them butter biscuit beams at me. That's why y'all, hey, if y'all would have seen the camera, I was ducking them because she was throwing butter biscuit beams. That shit was shooting all over the goddamn place. All right. I don't do butter biscuits. I do money, green money. Big time, all right? So she understood she wasn't going to run that game on Black Alpha Network. So right then and there, she stopped and said, we're not supposed to be going back and forth. No, let's not go back and forth. No, we're going to do whatever the hell I say because I'm certified foundational Black American, and I say so. And you operating on my clock. She talked about we don't want one person just to be able to pay the light bill. Well, I told her like this, okay? You paying rent, and you paying it in my country. That part.
We wouldn't have reparations that allows us to have one generation be able to pay their light bill, and and that's satisfactory that I have.
Well, why would we have it just in terms of one generation?
We're not supposed to be going back and forth.
That's that psychological. See, that's the part I want to see. We have a psychological thing that we have to solve. Like
right there, another sister jumped in. And she started talking about we got a psychological problem and all of this. And I'm going to show y'all the rest of that. See, a lot of people only saw that small clip of me and this wicked witch going back and forth. I'm going to play the rest of that. But afterwards, family, the whole room, everyone spoke and it came back around to Black Alpha. And when I stood up, this time I was like, no, let me look directly at her. And this time, this is me. I'm on the floor. See, I'll cut her off. I don't give a damn. I'll cut her off whenever. She starts talking crazy, cool. They've been cutting my people off for 500 years. I'm going to cut her off. So this is when it comes right back around to me. And this is what I told her when it came back. And I let her know off top and off rip. This is the way things go. And this is the way it's going to function. Watch.
I'm going to say this about reparations. This is how I feel. I'm speaking to everybody. We got to get over this back and forth and this, in between. We all know reparations is the United States of America. Okay. We live in a capitalistic society. If this was socialism, if this was communism, it'd be different. Everybody else receives money. The Jewish have received money, the quote-unquote red Native American, the Japanese get it. When you give it to the Japanese, you don't give it to the Chinese. You don't give it to the Cambodian or the Vietnamese, okay? Foundational Black American people who built this country, we are the ones who deserve reparations. And I'm talking about land and money. Why? Because we built this land and we got a lot of money from this land. It needs to come back home to us. All these things in between is just red tape. We got to get rid of all the red tape. We wasted too much time. We're in the 11th hour. We got to get to the money and we got to get to the land. We got to build it, okay? So anybody who's out here saying we got to give it to Haiti, I don't pay taxes to Haiti. I don't pay taxes to Ghana or Zimbabwe. Much love to them. I want them to get their reparations. Okay, when they get it, they can come to this circle right here over there. But we're going to stand right here as Americans and we're going to talk about it. So it's all about foundational Black Americans getting money and land that we created because this is our country. All the social justice stuff is cool. Like my brother said, social justice can wait. We get money first and then everything else to come. So let's get to the money. Let's build the land. Foundation of Black Americans, and it all comes home. Thanks.
Real quick, there's a brother. He go by the name of Malcolm X. And Malcolm X always told us to what? Make it plain. Make it plain. Notice when I was talking, I wasn't giving no riddle. That wasn't no damn poetry. I wasn't saying all these talking points and myths. I said it's about the money. Run the money, give us the money. Why? It's because we created this country and built the land, and this land has brought in a lot of money, i.e., both of them got our fingerprints on them. So if it has foundational Black American fingerprints on it, you gonna run it. Period, point blank, bottom line. You ain't got no choice, all right? You got two choices. You're gonna get that shit up or you're gonna get it took. And that is what's going to come home to us, bottom line. And then as she sat there, now she starts mugging me, family. This is the fun part, all right? And I was laughing the whole time. I want y'all to notice, soon as Black Alpha was done talking, notice how she mugged me the whole time. She was probably thinking, y'all goddamn FBAs, I can't stand you. You got your braids and your hat on. You too cultural. I'm going to get a phone call from Zaddy. Zaddy going to wonder why I came down here and fumbled the bag, why I messed up, while I slipped and fell, why my wicked witch-isms ain't working, why my butter biscuit beams is getting blocked. You going to have to answer to Zaddy, and that's exactly what happened. Watch her start mugging me at the end, y'all.
And we're going to talk about it. So it's all about foundational Black Americans getting money and land that we created because this is our country. All the social justice stuff is cool. Like my brother said, social justice can wait. We get money first and then everything else to come. So let's get to the money. Let's build the land. Foundational Black Americans, and it all comes home. Thanks.
Oh, you didn't even get to the wall.
Look at her mad. Big mad. Look at her. She pissed. She ain't even blinking. That's what you do. That's when you might drop. Look at her. Pissed off. Me mugging me. And that wasn't the only one. No, family. She mugged me for the rest of the time. Then I actually bumped into her when I was walking back in the building and she was leaving. Okay. Because right after this, family, she went and put her coat on and left. All right. She didn't even wait around. They still had a whole nother hour left. And she put on her jacket and she fled. By the way, speaking of fleeing, does anybody know her lineage? Okay, because I was hearing some Caribbean maybe might be in that right there. So I'm not surprised that maybe she was doing some fleeing. So everybody knows that we will make a fleer flee if they ain't already fled their damn self. So she was pissed off, family, and she sat there and mugged me. That was just mug number one. There was mug number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And people around me were tapping me saying, damn, you pissed her off. I said, why? Look at her. She's staring at you. I said, good. That's what it looked like. When they smiling, what I always say, family, I say, when the off code is smiling and showing their goddamn teeth like that meme I made, that means they winning. When they making that face right there, that's when we win it. It's simple. Like Malcolm said, make it plain. I can't put it more plain than that. We might drop. I gave her a whole history of foundational Black Americans, why the money belongs to us, why our lineage, heritage, and culture built this country are the strongest. Nobody would be here without us, and I did it in 2 minutes. And right after that, she was mugging. So she's exposed. And anybody who sees her going to any panel, even representing or for an iota talking about our reparations, that is not going to fly. And this is what we do. We ruin careers. We ruin careers, and we got to do it proudly, family. We got to do it proudly. They write policies that ruin our lives. They'll write a mass incarceration and split the family up. So guess what we can do? We can do some regulating and split her and Zaddy up. Split her and Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or whoever the hell they throw at us next. We ruin careers, and she can never show her face around foundational. So mind you, this wasn't even a space of us. This was a tether convention. And I'm going to let everybody know, it was not designed for us to speak, all right? We were the only people who spoke. Nobody else was there to actually talk. We just so happened to be in the right place at the right time, and then all of a sudden, we in a round little circle, and she got to face us one-on-one. Y'all know they can't see us one-on-one. Nobody can see us. Anytime we're equal, we surpass them, and then eventually we can't even see her no more. So she was mad as hell. She was mean mugging Black Alpha. She probably right now has got my picture up throwing darts at it, and the darts is breaking. Okay, she missing. She hitting all the walls and shit. All you doing is putting holes in your wall, okay? Because there are 100 million more. And we out here and we deep. And this is our time. And this is our generation. And you are going to have to deal with us. I don't give a damn what you think. wicked witch of the East and the West. She's the wicked witch of the Democrats. All right. And that Democratic shield talk, that Democratic shield vibration, it don't operate nor function in these streets, man. They got to deal with us. So that right there, family, was just an execution of the way we speak, the way we hold things down, and we let them know. It is all about reparations. We are at the point where it is cash reparations over everybody, over everything. If anybody comes in our space, anybody comes around us, and they are not talking about reparations, then they just gonna have to deal with us. Bottom line, point blank, period. We ain't got no more time. Reparations is a very serious thing. You know, one of the things I do love about this era is that we have found out what really goes on when you speak about reparations, right? Now we're really seeing that reparations is to the point where they would do anything to stop it. Foundational Black Americans with money in our hand is a very dangerous thing. Well, guess what? This is a very dangerous generation because we want all the money. I said it yesterday. You can give me the dollar bills. You can give me the pennies, the coins. I don't give a damn because guess what? There wouldn't be any pennies or coins in this country if it wasn't for my people. So we coming back to get it. And if you do not like it, you can do what she did, hit the dope. And after that whole conversation, everybody in the room got up. Folks was coming up to me, shaking my hand. There was a brother in there and he said, yo, I want you on my radio show on Wednesday. Can I get your phone number? Somebody else was like, hey, man, can I follow you? I had people from all different organizations coming, shaking my hand saying, yo, brother, I like your style. I like the way you handle that. So all of the momentum is on our side. All of the energy is on our side. These folks is outdated. They can't see us. These folks can't exist in our presence. Literally, she could not exist in our presence. When we say this is not just us being hyperbolic. This is not us just saying big words. They cannot exist in our presence, and we showed it. I got to talking that FBA talk. I got to spitting that certified energy, and she got to running. She hit the dough, and she didn't look back no more, okay? So right after that, we sat in that room, and everybody talked for about 15, 20 minutes off the books. The conversation was over. We shaking hands and everything. And then nobody sees her no more. What's she doing? This is upstairs. I'm going to tell y'all what she did, okay? Let me give y'all the exclusive. Soon as that conversation was over, she stood up, grabbed her bag, walked right out the door, walked right down this goddamn stairs, took her false teeth out, okay, and put them in a little glass jar, and she twisted the jar real tight with her Democratic false teeth, okay? And she started fixing her goddamn twisted-ass hair, all right? And then she walked right out the building. She didn't even stay. The whole thing had another hour left. Matter of fact, the keynote speaker had came up and she didn't even stay for the keynote speaker. The people who flew her in, she left. And that's because Black Alpha ran her ass out the building, ran her ass off the block. And I guarantee you she boarded a plane so I could say I ran her out the state. That's how we do it. She called a first-class ticket on back to the West Coast. Shout out to all my people in LA because they've been running her around. So what happens when the people on the West Coast exposing her? What happens when the people on the East Coast, the Midwest, and the South start exposing you? Oh, now you got to deal with all 4 regions. And 4 regions of foundational Black Americans is something the average person could not handle. And she could not handle it. And that's why her ass got the running, hopping, skipping, jumping, and I was all smiles, family. FBA wins again. I got more exclusive footage, y'all. It don't stop. We got 500 people in here. Smash that like button, share this video, because we're going to break down some agents that were in the room. We're going to break down some shields that were in the room, and we're going to break down why it is ROE, hashtag reparations over everything. And they're going to make sure that that is in full play. And when we go and this next election comes up, they're all going to have to hear that, and they all going to have to rock with that and understand that. Right after all of that, family, we went and we did our thing. And we let the whole world know that FBA was in the bill. Mind you, there's only about 4 foundational Black Americans that were even there. We weren't even supposed to speak. This is how we had the opportunity to speak. There was an older gentleman, and he came, and he was from Chicago. Our brother Afro Elite knows this guy. And he said, y'all gonna have to let us talk, point blank, period. This is what ended up happening, and this is why we got the opportunity to have this conversation. Watch the guy in the wheelchair. He's the one speaking the real talk. But look right there in the middle. I want y'all to focus on that W right there, because I have some exclusive footage that shows the ops and the agents were in the building. And y'all know Black Alpha, I said no goddamn filters, and we're going to put it all on the table. So watch this right here. And this was the brother turning up, and they was asking him, does he want to leave? And he said, I'm not leaving because we're going to have a real discussion. So he set it off, and Black Alpha put it down.
You heard Terry Lewis? I'm more customer 75 days. You heard that? You heard 75 houses I said?
United Front, yeah, I've been to a number
Had a
of
home
them.
bank?
Okay.
You know, so I mean, so, would you like to be split it out? But he asked me a question, I'm telling him.
They're asking him, does he want to be escorted out?
So if we don't want disruption,
Yeah.
that's all we're gonna do. So we're gonna relax. We're gonna start with what do we want for reparations? Come on in certain way. Brother, I know you came with something. Won't you stand up and introduce yourself?
To pay us.
Watch our brother Afro Elite break it down. Afro was the first one to talk. Watch how our brother Afro speaks. And this is what set it off. Mind you, family, it was only about 4 of us who were really standing in the paint.
And us specifically. I feel like anybody else, any other group of people, despite the fact that they may have some aggrievement, if they are a part of our claim, it will water it down and it will be null and void. I feel like after the direct cash payments, then we can talk about other things as far as maybe land or as far as health, education. All of these other things can be discussed and are needed and are necessary after the payments. Because when you do not have payments, you can't do anything with land, just like Bruce's beach. They gave that family back their beach and the family was not able to do anything with it because they didn't have any money to fertilize it, to capitalize off of it, to turn it into anything. So they had to sell it back. With education, what you do in education is you get a job. So you're working for a white person who has a company, essentially. And no disrespect to anybody who wants that. Nothing comes before direct cash payments. That's the foundation of what the reparations need to be. That's what the Japanese fought for. They didn't fight for education. They didn't fight for land. They didn't fight for healthcare. That's what the Native Americans were on. That's what the Alaskan natives were on. That's what the Irish was on. That's what the Italians were on. That's what Ukraine is getting. Ukraine is getting billions of dollars in cash, not education, not land, not free healthcare, not hugs and kisses, not blessings and prayers.
30 seconds to wrap
Okay,
up.
thank you. So I feel like that needs to be the foundation of everything. Also, we have to be very exclusive with who qualifies and who doesn't qualify. This is not about feelings. This is about people getting justice for what has happened to their people. If you are a descendant of someone who, a black person who is a part of the American chattel slavery system in North America, you are entitled to reparations. If you are not, then unfortunately you're not qualified. And I'll land there.
Thank you.
Boom, 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 boom. It's a simple way to hand out serious business. And that's exactly how it went down. So the brother in the wheelchair said, we're going to have a roundtable discussion. We ain't going to be sitting in the crowd letting her wag her little finger at us. Afro Elite set it off. Black Alpha came in. Our sister JL spoke, dropped some bombs, and everything changed. The whole room changed, family. It was none of that Democratic shield talk no more. We ran them out the place. We were not supposed to even have that conversation. That conversation was not supposed to take place at all, family. That was in the belly of the beast. We were behind enemy lines. We were in op territory. That was some real foundational Black Americans standing on foundational Black American business in the real foundational Black American fashion. And that's the way we did it. And we did it with facts. Notice when they come at us, they got to come with lies, deception, tricks, con games, schemes, plans, plots. We didn't have to do none of that. Every single thing that we say can be backed up historically. We have historical receipts, categorical receipts of everything that we speak on. They don't. She's talking about hopes. How do you quantify hope? All right. How do you quantify wishes? What it really is that she's afraid. And like Dr. Claude Anderson said, he said they are more afraid now than they was afraid back in the day. And reparations shows everybody's true colors. When reparations comes to the table, then you start seeing people and what they really are about. And we got a whole gang of scared Negroes. And you know you can't put one of them scared counterfeits in the place with a certified. You cannot put in an artificial with an authentic. And we brought that real authentic energy. But it didn't stop, family. We got exclusive footage of everything. And like I said, this was just a few of us versus thousands of people. And I'm not lying. That is what it was 100%. It was thousands of them in the place, and it was just us. And I'm talking about in and out, family. When I say that we really came with it and we really spoke and we really let them know what time it is, it shows you what we've already known. You could take just a few. What I always say, the certified 100. All right. All it takes is the certified 100 and we can go against millions. The same way 4 of us went against 1,000 people. Now, mind you, this was a well put together event. It was corny. It was flaky. It was tacky. It was whack as fuck. But this was in Georgia State University. They had Democrats, Hebrew Israelite, New Black Panther people, Nation of Islam people, all on the same panel. Y'all tell me anytime you've seen a panel where you've seen Democratic shields sitting next to a Hebrew Israelite. These folks don't even share the same space. But it shows you 2 things. You got to lock it in your brain. It shows you that when we start talking money, all of a sudden, strange people start teaming up. It shows you they can't handle us. So all of these ops start getting together. We all predicted this before. We said, you're going to start seeing this group, that group, that group, that group. They tag team it. They feel they got to kind of tag team on us and gather amongst themselves because that's the only thing they feel they can do to try to prevent us. They can't do anything other than that. Not at all. So what they try to do, family, is call in everybody who wants a piece of our reparations. I don't give a damn if you was a New Black Panther Party member. I don't give a damn if you was Republican, Democrat. Black Lives Matter was in the place, okay? They brought in everybody under this banner of Afrodescendant, which we're going to talk about. They brought all of them in so they can try to take our reparations right in front of us, and just a few of us put it into that. That's why after that convention, nobody was talking about Afrodescendant. Nobody was talking about the Democratic shields. Nobody was talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Everybody was talking about FBA, and that's based on the strength of us who were there with the energy of everybody else who was supporting us. So I salute everybody for riding for us, and we appreciate that to the fullest. And I got even more footage. Black Alpha, I got the time to speak one more, and I came back again, and I was talking to the Wicked Witch, and I was letting her know for the second time, you're going to have to deal with us one way or another. And I was making it very, very plain for them to understand, so you can't remix it. Check it out, family.
We got to get more realistic with reparations. We got to understand that we operate within the political system of the United States of America. I would love to share our money with Africa. It's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, Africa has a lot of problems on their own right now. They face colonization, been facing it for years. So this very fact that we're going to all click up and get up with Africans tomorrow afternoon at 7, that's not going to happen. We're caught in between a lot of things. We got reality, we got fantasy. Our sister spoke about how there's things we have to do within the political structure of America, and then other people say we need our own country. Which one is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? I believe that cash reparations is more feasible, more plausible, and more immediate right now. It's not just a reason, it's a primary. We have to make it because it's everything in this country revolves around money. It revolves around money. The Jews came to the table, they didn't say, well, we'll get to the money later. Okay, the Japanese didn't say, we'll get to the money later. Every single other group focuses on money first and then everything else second. And the very fact that we sit here and say, oh, well, we live in this capitalistic savage country and, you know, money's not a problem. We'll worry about the money later. That shows you how behind we are mentally. And we can talk about our mental problems, say, well, we don't need money because we don't get along. I don't really care if people get along or not. At the end of the day, if we all get along, then we can get the money, make it happen. Let's be honest with you. We built this.
Family, right there. Notice what I said. I started pointing at the Wicked Witch, and I started pointing at that sister that was talking about mental issues, okay? And what do I tell her? I said, we can talk about mental issues in the community and how we need to repair and heal. I said, I don't give a fuck if people get along or not. As long as those of us who are on code get along, we're going to be over here getting along with the money. And everybody else who don't want the money, you don't have to have the money. All right. There's enough money to come to us. And if you say we need to heal, well, your ass can go over there and heal with your therapist, with your psychiatrist, and we're going to heal over here with these dollar bills. That's what I said. And the lady, once again, was mean mugging the hell out of me because I'm speaking something that she has been running from a long time. But guess what? When you run from foundational Black Americans, we're going to walk your ass down.
Along. I don't really care if people get along or not. At the end of the day, if we all get along, then we can get the money and make it happen. Let's be honest with you. We built this country throughout slavery. They gave us lemons, we made lemonade. Okay, so this very notion that we're behind mentally, so we don't need the money, when does that stop? When does that stop? Do we got another 400 years? I don't have another 400 years. I'm not going to say, well, since these people can't get along, we don't need the money. Since these people like to date outside their race, they don't need money. They can do whatever they do broke, and when we're going to get the money, we're going to build the country. So at the end of the day, we have a political system, and there are reparations. There's somebody named by the name of Dr. Claude Anderson. Everybody check him out. He's laid down the blueprint. Okay.
Dr. Claude Anderson. Let me say this real quick, family. Notice how nobody was talking Dr. Claude, and I made it a point to bring up Dr. Claude. Trust me, the ancestors from back in the day was in the building, and our elders right here, right now are in the building. I was going to make sure that Dr. Claude Anderson's energy was in that place. And I said clearly, reparations and the plan and the agenda for reparations for foundational Black Americans has already been laid out, and it was laid out by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Claude Anderson. And if y'all don't want to hear it, y'all gonna hear it right here when I'm speaking of it. And that's what she was mugging me for, because she knows Dr. Claude talks the real and she talks the fake.
By the name of Dr. Claude Anderson. Everybody check him out. He's laid down the blueprint. Okay, the blueprint's been laid out. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has laid it out. So this very notion we don't know what to do and where to go, it's all been laid out before. All we got to do is just follow the path that's been given. And so anybody who doesn't know, there is a new generation and there's a new era, and they're not playing this go back to Africa stuff. They're saying we are Americans, foundational Black Americans. We built this country and we want our money in full. So anybody who's not really getting with that, they're going to get left behind in the past, and that's all.
Whoa, let me say that back. Notice what I said. And I made sure that I put Dr. Claude in there, and then I made sure I finished it by saying there is a new era, and we are not on that go back to Africa. We are not on that hope. We are on money. Watch it.
Laid it out. So this very notion we don't know what to do and where to go, it's all been laid out before. All we got to do is just follow the path that's been given. And so anybody who doesn't know, there is a new generation and there's a new era, and they're not playing this go back to Africa stuff. They're saying we are Americans, foundational Black Americans. We built this country and we want our money in full. So anybody who's not really getting with that, they're going to get left behind in the past, and that's always what has happened.
Boom. Checkmate. Mic drop. FBA wins one more time for your mind. Salute to everybody who was there. Salute to everybody that was riding. Because like I said, when we started this broadcast, everywhere I go, I got the whole certified foundational Black American soul in me. I'm talking about the whole family tree. No matter where you from on that family tree, when we do this FBA roll call, I got Chicago in the place. I got Atlanta. I got New Jersey. I got New York. I got California. I got Denver. I got Seattle. I got everybody with me. And that's the way I was speaking. I wasn't speaking from one individual. Okay, I was speaking from the collective that is all of us. So that's the type of time that I was on, and I was going to make sure that Dr. Claude Anderson's energy was going to be felt. Dr. Claude Anderson's presence was going to be felt. And if all of those tethers and Mr. Mutombo didn't want to hear it, then Tough Titty said the nitty gritty. Okay, he was going to have to hear what we was on. I don't give a damn. And if Democratic Shield Wicked Witch didn't want to hear it, who gives a fuck? Because it is all about us and what we represent, and can't nobody change that. Feel me? So I let everyone know that this is a new era and this is a new generation, and we are not on that time wasted. We are not on that. We're going to get to the money later on. We on it right now. This is all about results. We went further in the last 5 years than they went in the last 50. And that's remarkable. We got to go ahead and salute ourselves for that. And that's the beauty of it. I love keeping all of our celebrations, all of our energy in-house. We ain't got to share it. That's the beauty of separating and regulating and getting reparations. That's it. We can do great things, and then we can sit here and pat ourselves on the back. We can dap each other up. We can hug each other. I ain't got to hope and kiss for reparations. No, we can cut the check, and then we can throw a big ass reparations party, and only on code folks can come. And if you off code, your ass got to stand outside. It is a new era, and that's what I was letting them know. If you think that you're going to run the gambit of hugs, kiss, can't we all get along? All lives matter. No, no, no. That shit is a day late, $1 short. Okay, in dollars in terms of reparations. So they knew what type of time it was, and there was nothing they could have done about it. Now, family, a lot of people were in there saying that they didn't want no money. Yes. There were people in there literally saying that they didn't want no goddamn money. They said, it's cool. Watch this guy right here start talking about how he didn't even want money. He was like, we need to hope. Because family, you'll be surprised some of the excuses that they were given about why they didn't want money. And that's what I said. I said, the very fact that you sitting here telling me you don't want the money lets me know how far behind you are. Name me any group of people that would say they don't want money in a capitalistic society. I opened my first statement saying this ain't communism, this ain't socialism. This is capitalism. Money makes the world go round. And you got people in here saying they don't want money. So that lady, she can, if you want to call her that, she can sit here and try to tell me about hoping and wishing that your light bill gets paid, hoping and wishing that your heat gets turned on. We ain't on hoping. We about results. We need to get money so we can pay things. Economic power, social economic power is what the future is based on. The more money we get, mixing that with us being on code, the more dominant we are going to become. Look what we've accomplished with them trying to keep the money out of our hands. Now look what's going to happen when the money's in our hands. The biggest thing that has happened to the world, and I mean the world, I'm not just talking about America. The biggest thing that has happened to the world in the last 50 years is this generation getting on code with money. The biggest thing. Foundational Black Americans getting money focused and money driven and focusing on everything that belongs to us. You owe the debt, cut the check. The very fact that we got on that type of time has sent ripple effects all across the world. This is why everybody's talking about reparations. This is why everybody says that they have some debt that's owed to them. It's all about us. I always say this, family. If you ever in your life wanted to be a part of something special, or if you ever in your life wanted to change the world, if you are certified on code foundational Black American, you've already done it. You've already done it. The only thing left now, fam, is are we going to hit that shot nothing but net or off the glass? But I guarantee you it's going in. I guarantee you that. So this generation right here, the one that we all represent, everybody right now in the chat, me, the whole world, we put out this energy. Foundational Black Americans, reparations over everything has changed the world. Out is all that. We can get the money another time. I really just want to heal. In is run them tangibles or else. Watch this guy say he don't really want the money, and watch how he thought he was flexing. Listen to this right here, family. They are insane.
The question being forms of and types of reparation, what do we want? I agree with what y'all said about cash payments. I think that's almost a gimme. Of course we want cash payments. We ain't got no damn money. But I feel that the psychological trauma and harm that we have experienced as a people, that must tie into, that must be directly one of the first things and foremost to get people's attention about what we done went through. Then we can be compensated for what we went through. But without, with just cash off top, they'll try to sabotage. The government will sabotage it sometimes.
Stop, family. He said we need to get some type of psychological trauma treatment and tie the money in with that. Not get the money and then tie it into healing. No. He said we have to heal and we have to fix ourselves mentally, and then perhaps maybe we can get the money. And then he says, if they just give us the money off top, they're going to try to sabotage it. Family, the dominant society will always try to sabotage it. But what he doesn't understand is all that butter biscuit talk, and I say that with all due respect, all that butter biscuit talk, he's sabotaging it. This notion that we got to be careful and walk on eggshells because the dominant society's watching and they may try to stop us, that's the type of thought they have. They out here playing defense. We playing offense. We're going to the money. One thing I realized about this era is that when it comes to reparation, it really boils down to winners and losers. People who have that cowardly mentality. If you have don't rock the boat in you, you ain't built for this work. If you have can't we all get along in you, you're not built for this work. If you have be nice to massa because he's watching us, you are not built for this work. And the reparations conversation shows you who's really got that cowardly in them. You see the coward stuff that they've been hiding in the inside, it comes to the surface when you start talking about money. Watch how he was saying this and watch how he thought he ate.
Directly, one of the first things and foremost to get people's attention about what we done went through. Then we can be compensated for what we went through. But without, with just cash off top, they'll try to sabotage. The government will sabotage it some type of way. They can't sabotage what had happened to us.
What?
And that's where I believe we started. I mean, I don't know it all, but at the same time, I don't feel that a lot of the people who speak on this issue know it all. That's why we're here. That's all right.
Family. No. This man, he said, first off, he said, I don't know it all. Damn right you don't know it all. You don't know some of it. You need to read all Dr. Claude Anderson's books and then come back. That's exactly the reason why I brought up Dr. Claude, all right? It wasn't just to speak on our great master teacher elder. No. I also brought up Dr. Claude so people could hear it and they could be informed. because it's clear this man didn't know what the hell he was talking about. If you wanted to hear 1962 talking, that was 1962. That is the reason why we all have been chosen to come and clean house. That's why we all got to do it. It's a tough job, but somebody got to do it. We should be right now counting the reparations money. Instead, we got to go get the reparations money because they was too scared. They was too cowardly. And did you hear what he said, family? He said, basically, you can't quantify money, but you can quantify harming and healing. So how are they going to come to us and say, you've been hurt? Can we somehow fix that with money? I don't give a damn about how many times the dominant society has ever been mean to us. Only thing I give a damn about is getting the debt that belongs to us. One more time. I don't care how many times they've been mean. I care about that money green. And if you ain't talking that, then you ain't talking to us. And we ain't got no time and we ain't trying to hear it. So he basically said they can remix money, but they can't remix our pain. Let me say this. The dominant society do whatever the hell they want to do. They've been doing whatever the hell they want to do because people like him have been not trying to rock the boat. I ain't coming to boat. All right. We came in a goddamn submarine. And when we on land, we coming in a tank. All right. That's where we coming. He can jump out of that little putt-putt car he got, or he can jump out of that little sailboat that he's swimming in. Foundational Black Americans are coming with a different energy. And just to let dude know, that type of time he's on is over. Nobody thinks like that in this generation. So not only was there this diaspora stuff going on, there was also this energy, family, that was very, very old and outdated. A lot of the outdated talk was in that place. You heard a whole lot of that. That's what was really going on. Some of these folks was coming with these outdated ideologies, stuff that came straight from Edmund Pettus Bridge, and you could tell they didn't want no money. They didn't want no money. The money was the last thing on their mind. Because let's be real. When they think about us getting money, they think massa's going to get upset. These are them don't get dominant society mad people. That's what that is. Y'all know every year they come out with those studies and say reparations is going to be divisive and it's going to piss the W's off. And what do we say? Fuck them. Piss them off. Shit, I'll take a goddamn picture and be counting the goddamn money. 100, 200, 300, 400. All right, I'll make a goddamn billboard of me counting my reparations money. I'll be Scrooge McDuck and swimming in the shit, backstroking. It don't matter. Cool, get pissed off. But you're going to be pissed off with me having money. You pissed off now when you try to keep the money from us. So you're going to be pissed off with or without it. And my job is to make you even more mad. The same way that I came in there with the energy to piss off the wicked witch of the East and the West. That's the type of time we on. He's on that. I cannot make nobody mad. And reparations scares them because they feel the dominant society is going to come after them. They just want to go live in a little corner, be quiet, be hush hush, not be seen, not be saw, not really break any rules, and just live that life. Well, we, on the other hand, we're blazing our own path and our own trail. So you've seen a lot of that energy versus our energy. And our energy, like we always say, wins. This was the second part of me going at it. When that girl jumped in and she started talking about healing and all that kind of stuff, this is my response to her. She started talking about how we need to heal. This is what ended up happening. This is the second clip to that, family.
Okay, like we talk about the crab in the bucket mentality. We have some things that we need to deal with internally as a community, where we're not mentoring. We're not, like right now. I mean, and I didn't mean to go away because that's not. But that's what I think. I think we definitely need cash. I think we need some type of business development. Like I realized as I learned more about like my own like heritage, like you know, I did a DNA test and had a lot of Nigerian heritage. Like, or knew I had a lot of Nigerian heritage.
I hope y'all heard that. I hope y'all heard that. When I was going at the Wicked Witch, she's the girl who jumped in and started talking about how we need to heal and we got a crab in a bucket mentality. That's what she started saying. Now she starts saying how she did her lineage and she's got Nigerian in her. So when we start talking about we are not the same, when we start saying where your family from, when we start saying you not of the lineage, people get mad and saying we being divisive. No, we're not being divisive. We're being direct.
Not that. But I learned about like the Igbos. Igbos are known to be like business people. Okay, that's what we lost. You know, I work with a guy. He's Igbo, and he's like way young. He's like probably like 10 years younger than me. He just, you know, he's just super like confident. And just.
I work with a guy who's Igbo, and he's super confident and super intelligent. As if we aren't the same. As if he's so confident then why ain't he found that confidence to build his own homeland? You're talking about somebody whose family fled here, and she's using him basically as an example of why we don't need reparations because we're not smart like Mr. Ibu. If you don't get the hell out of here with that babble.
This has a lot of actually, they passed that going from one generation to the next. We lost that. That's what those are the time we need programs to develop that.
Like, talking to me, y'all.
Within our youth, within us, like we need professional development. We need the money. There's something else. There's a lawsuit going on right now. The same guy who basically went after affirmative action. He's suing that women's. We need something like that. Like what she's doing. That's what we need. We need something to fund business, and that's money too. But that's
everything's money in the United States of America, though, and everything you said makes a lot of sense, and I understand that. But how are we going to do that being broke?
I don't think that we're going to have the freedom to really do what we need to do in America, like as far as rehabilitating.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. No, family. Notice how when I checked that statement and I pointed out how incorrect it was, I said, in this country, you need money. She says, you're right, but there ain't no but. If I say we need money to do all of that stuff that you just talked about, then that's it. Case closed. Everybody go home. Done deal. We need money for all of that. And she goes, yeah, you're right, but there ain't none. Okay, that's what we call a mic drop. I don't know how the Igbo, I don't know how the Hebrew, I don't know how the Nigerians do, okay? But right here in America, when you say something that is statistically incorrect, and then I say something that is directly correct, and I drop that microphone, you hush, be quiet. But they will continue to talk. And by the way, speaking of continue to talk, we got 700 people in here, family. That is the 4th week in a row we broke another record. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's celebrate for foundational Black Americans. That's all on us. All on us. All on us. We got 700. We got 700 something. I don't know what it's reading on mine. What y'all seeing on here? What y'all seeing? I'm seeing 700 plus, but it ain't giving me the direct answer. Whatever it is, I see 700. So y'all, I appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network, man. I really, really, really appreciate the love. Subscribe to the channel, man. We are coming. We breaking records every week. Every week. Smash that like button. Yes, smash that like button. Please, please, please share this video. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding, and we just putting it on. The reason why we're breaking all these records, 757. Woo! Damn, that caught me. Hold on, I gotta throw that on the screen. Hold up, 700. I'm seeing the whole, okay, it's jumping like motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna throw the 760 on there. I seen that was the highest I seen right there. 765, somebody saw 765 because it goes up and it'll hop, jump, skip, all that. But I caught 750, I think somebody seen, okay, 765 right there too. I seen that, appreciate it. Appreciate y'all, man. God damn. We on fire right now. We on fire. We don't have to fire up Twitter spaces, okay, and talk about people. We don't have to do that. All we do is that we show love and we lead with respect, and the family loves us back. And that's what I love about everybody, man. So more than anybody, I love y'all with a passion. And I've been saying that on every single episode for the last 3 years. I only been doing this for 3. So certified salute. I love y'all with a passion, man. Yes, indeed. One love, man. Let's continue to go with this momentum because the same momentum that we got 700 people in the room. That same momentum, family, is the same momentum that we put out here so the whole world knows that foundational Black Americans are just moving on another level. We moving on another level. I told somebody earlier today that jealousy is a terrible trait. And the whole world is just jealous of us. And they got a right to be jealous of us. I'd be jealous too if I had to flee my homeland to come to someone else's homeland. I'd be jealous too if I had to run to someone else's homeland because I couldn't run my own homeland. I would be jealous too if you seen these good, smooth, articulate businessmen and women who are certified, who represent the ancestors in the best way. I would be jealous too. But guess what? I don't have to be because I represent the winning side. Just like all of y'all, we certified in the building. Yes, indeed. Now, this woman, she continued to talk and she started speaking about all these different tribes and all these different people and how they're so intelligent and they're so smart. And basically, family, it was off-coded babble. And you've seen the defeated nature that we speak of. It's a very defeated nature. That's a nature that we do not have. We don't walk around here and say, oh, we could do this, this, and this if that happened. We don't do that. We come and we tell everybody, hey, foundational Black Americans, we represent to the fullest. Anything that goes down, we go the best way. We operate and function the best way we can. And we just try to move, to represent everybody. She comes and talks about basically we're not smart enough to handle the money. They have basically, family, 100 different ways of telling us that we can't get the money because we're not smart enough. That's basically what they be telling us. And this whole thing was a bunch of people telling us that foundational Black Americans can't get it done because we do not have the time, the energy, or the effort, which is incorrect. They also come and they tell us that we just can't handle the money, which is incorrect. And what we have done is that we have continuously debunked all of the myths about us. It has been proven that we are the best financially. It has been proven that we are the best intellectually. It has been proven that we are the best military. Foundational Black Americans have everything that makes us succeed, and that's why everyone follows us in the process. So anybody who comes around talking that talk, they see it quickly that they operate in a different world than we do, and it's going to have to stay that way. Now, when y'all seen this whole situation, I said it was just a few of us who were really on game and on code. Family, there was some real strange people there, and we were watching them. We was watching them real good. There were some real agents that were walking into place. First off, when I'm sitting back in the hallway fixing to go into the room, I noticed that one of these W's walks by and he gives that look. Y'all know that look when somebody's like trying to make it look like they're being friendly with you, but it's more so they can kind of like scan you. So dude walked by and he looked at me and go like, yeah, what's up? And it was a strange situation. So our antennas went up. So I already knew what type of time it was. So this whole event was filled with a bunch of ops. That's what we were saying, family. It was ops central. There were ops everywhere, family. Ops everywhere. And I want everybody to notice, when you start talking about ops in the place, fam, they don't just stop. The ops come in every single direction. So watch this right here. This right here, family, was ops central. Ops central. I want y'all to tell me the type of vibes that you're getting from this conversation. And this is what went on at this Tether convention for reparations. People like this were allowed to talk. And I want you to notice how he's openly speaking against foundational Black American reparations money. Watch this video. Then I'm going to ask everybody in the chat, what do y'all see and what type of energy was y'all getting? Because I was getting some real agent vibes. And on top of that, I was getting some, what the hell is this guy even getting the floor for? Because y'all know when we had our reparations rally in Washington, D.C., we don't give the mic to these type of people. So why did this individual come? Why did this individual talk? And if you watch all of his moves, you see it's complete agent-like. Watch this suspect.
My name is Hugh Esco. I am active with the Georgia Green Party, which informed by the work of All for Reparations and Emancipation, amended our own state party platform and then used that as a basis to amend the platform of the Green Party of the United States. So the language that's currently in the platform was informed by the work of Silas Muhammad and the work that those folks have been doing at the UN and all those various meetings we heard about earlier. I've also have for 20-something years been on and off working with IDA and Caucasians United for Reparations and Emancipation, and a new initiative that hopefully we'll be launching soon you'll hear more about. And so my concerns is, how is it I sell this in the white community? How is it that I help build political support for what is still dismissed by many as a political impossibility? I was very inspired by the work of Ms. Deidre Farmer, Deidre Farmer Palin, and her ability, with the support of the local municipal disclosure laws, to identify who is sitting on the cash that was confiscated from the stolen labor, and how is it that we can cover that? And I think that that's something that is easy to sell. And, you know, I get it that the United States collectively has some responsibility, but the wealth, in spite of all the wars that we're supporting in, rather than, you know, funding healthcare and such, but the wealth still exists and still can be recovered, I believe. Enough.
Family, first off, this man would have never had the opportunity to speak at anything that we would put together. Then you notice how he starts saying the money is still there, but where do we find the money? You know where to find the money. The same money that your community takes and prints and gives to everybody else. He knows exactly what type of time it was. And just the very fact that somebody from there comes with this agent energy and then automatically starts talking about where we gonna get the money. Where's we gonna find all the money? Is anybody surprised that somebody who had no business even being there, somebody who had no business even speaking there, would sit down and within 2 seconds say, we don't know where the money's at? And then he says, I know that America has it, but basically trying to tell us we need to go somewhere else. He's one of those, we need to go get the money from the bankers on the other side of the earth. And that's really who oppressed black folks back in 1539. No. The debt is owed by the United States of America because we created the United States of America. The United States of America consistently gives money to everybody else in the name of us, okay? That is who it is. Be very cautious of these people who come in and they start talking about we don't need to hold America responsible for reparations, okay? They start talking about this, that, and the other thing. What I told our buddy, we don't pay taxes to Haiti. We don't pay taxes to Zimbabwe, okay? We don't pay taxes to the bankers on the other side of the earth, okay? And some castle in England. You got to be careful. They'll start talking about the castle in England, and there's 4 families that run the earth, and we need to go get the money from the Illuminati, all that type of stuff. Ain't nobody on that. And this is somebody trying to make the reparations conversation more difficult than what it really is, all right? And this is why we're not having that. And that's why in our spaces, you ain't allowed to talk. And that's what happens when you let people like that talk. But it gets way worse than that, family. Oh, yes, it does. This is some footage that nobody put out there, and I caught this because you already know my FBA antenna went up. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know when we in the room, we looking at each other, we give each other that eye, and we understand who's on code, who ain't, right? We were doing that. We were watching everything. We had each other's back because, like I said, it was just us out there. Watch this oppie agent behavior, okay? This was a very, very, very situation that we knew what was going on, but at the same time, we had our eyes on it. Notice how he gives that whole speech about it doesn't really matter and where we going to get the money from. And then watch how he says, well, I'll be right back. I got to leave. It does not stop here, family. I'm going to pull out about 7 receipts following this. And we're going to break it down that not only was this a tether convention, not only was this a Democratic Shield convention, not only was this an off-code convention, this convention was filthy from the inside. And a lot of them folks in the room, not just Mr. Agent, a lot of them in the room was all working together. Watch this. Watch how he says, well, no money, it's in America, but we need to leave, and I'll be right back, y'all.
And I think that that's something that is easy to sell. And, I get it that the United States has collectively has some responsibility, but the wealth, in spite of all the wars that we're supporting in rather than, funding healthcare and such, but the wealth still exists and still can be recovered, I believe. Enough. Oh, and my apologies, but I got to feed a meter here in about 5 minutes. So no disrespect.
No,
I'll be back in just a few.
That's perfect.
Notice that, family. He says, well, hold on. I'll be right back. I have to go in a few. Nobody else left. Okay. He comes in there, says how he has to go. I'm going to come in and say it don't mean nothing about money. Don't look at America about the money. I got to go, though. And then watch him go into his pocket, check his phone real quick. And then he gets up and walked out the room, y'all. Check this out.
I'm Professor Zakiya Mir. I'm known as the Invisible Man.
Boom.
Has some responsibility, but the wealth.
He said, I know America has some responsibility. That's what he said. Listen to it.
Collectively has some responsibility, but the wealth, in spite of all the wars that we're supporting in rather than, funding healthcare and such, but the wealth still exists and still can be recovered, I believe. Enough. Oh, and my apologies, but I got to feed a meter here in about 5 minutes. So no disrespect.
No,
I'll be back in just a few.
That's perfect.
Right there, family. Look at that big ass bag right there, right above the black alpha watermark. Look at that big ass bag right there. See, this is the type of time. It's always some funny style people who show up. This is why we don't allow none of these people to come. All right. We talk about having ops in a circle. This right here is an op literally in a circle. We talk about anytime we get together and we're on code as certifieds, there's always ops that find their way into our circle. And we were literally sitting in a circle and he's literally an op. That's the type of shit we talking about. Now, family, he gets up and leaves. He said, I got to go, da-da-da-da-da. He wasn't the only one, though. Checks his phone. Boom. There was another guy in there. This was the guy that I noticed. This guy right here. He's the one who I spotted in the hallway who walked by me and kind of just nodded at me for no reason. No reason, okay? There was 50 people in there. This the guy who walked by and he kind of nods and is like, okay, watch how he comes. And he starts talking about we don't really need no money and what if. See, he's playing the I don't really get it W, all right? That's what he's playing. He's playing the whole I'm not sure. I don't know where the money's coming from. What can I do as a good ally? Y'all know that one, right? The what can I do as a good ally when they know goddamn well what to do. This is what he's trying to do. Watch this agent behavior.
Things, we talk about the legacy of chattel slavery. It's pretty, like, we can find the money, and it's about money and land. And the 12 things or 9 things?
The 12 areas.
He said it's all about money and the land. In about 2 seconds, he's going to say there's other things other than money. So he's going to directly contradict what he just stated. And the only reason he said money and land is because the clip I showed you earlier where I was talking about money and land. He spoke 3 people after me. So he took my talking point about money and land, he sprinkled it in real quick, and then he pivots off of it. Watch.
The 12. So if you're talking about the harm of chattel slavery, it does seem like it's simple, and it does seem like it comes down to, wealth. And there is something that we can track and fix, like address, not fix, but address that harm. When we're talking about the legacy of white supremacy and its impact on society at large and its impact on Black Americans at large, not just folks that are descendants of enslaved people.
2 times. Notice he said the legacy of W supremacy. That's what Joe Biden always says. See, when they put the term legacy on top of supremacy or in front of it, it's past tensing racism. They always do that. Joe Biden is a master at that. And we know Joe Biden is 4,000 years old. This is what they always do. They'll say the legacy is supremacy. So it makes you think that supremacy is something from a long time ago. Watch the words, family.
I think probably cash payments is part of that. But there is a broader array of ways to address that harm in society.
He says cash payments are a part of that, but there's a larger way to address it. And then he also says, not just for us in the lineage, anybody.
Are descendants of enslaved people. I think probably cash payments is part of that. But there is a broader array of ways to address that harm in society. So that's my question. Is it 2 different sets of reparations to be able to address these things appropriately?
Yeah. All right. You did get to the warning.
Family, that is Op Central. Op Central. And that's what happens when you go to these type of conventions or whatever the hell they want to call it, okay? This is what you end up getting. You end up getting people like that. And somebody said in the chat, and good point, who even let these people come in? And then when they got in, who let them talk? All right? Because be honest with you, a lot of folks who are putting this together, they got a whole bunch of oppie agent vibes. So you're dealing with ops from a whole different way. You got the inside, you got the outside, you got the dark ones, you got the lighter ones, but you're seeing the same game. The same game. And there's something I skipped over. I didn't even show y'all. I want y'all to do me a favor. Y'all know we go crazy in there. Black Alpha Network. Somebody tell me. I want y'all to notice where he says he's from. Watch this guy. What does he say? He says,
My name is Hugh Esco. I am active with the Georgia Green Party.
His name is Hugh Esco from the Georgia Green Party. But watch this organization he said he represents.
Informed by the work of All for Reparations and Emancipation, amended our own state party platform, and then used that as a basis to amend the platform of the Green Party of the United States. So the language that's currently in the platform was informed by the work of Silas Muhammad and the work that those folks have been doing at the UN and all those various meetings we heard about earlier. I've also have for 20-something years been on and off working with IDA and Caucasians United for Reparations and Emancipation.
That right there. That right there. Listen to what he said he's been working with and who he's been working for.
20-something years been on and off working with IDA and Caucasians United for Reparations.
Have you guys ever, and I'm asking, please, can somebody Google this, send me the link. Have y'all ever heard of something called CURE? Caucasians United for Reparation and Emancipation? Have you? And I heard that name about 50 times at this event, okay? It is called CURE, Caucasians United Reparations and Proclamation, whatever the hell. This is probably ops, but anyway, this is what I heard them say over and over, and that's who he said he's working for, okay? That's what he said. He said it. He's Hugh Esco. Somebody Google Hugh Esco. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. Hugh Esco working for Caucasians United for Reparations and Emancipation. There we go. Got it. I have never heard of that group until I went to this convention. This is what we're talking about. A lot of these folks are plugged in. Family, I'm telling y'all, never. Yes, that's never, not never, ever, ever. I've never heard of that. I never heard of that until Saturday. Saturday was the first time in my life I've ever heard of that. And I'm telling you, they brought that up 100 times. They kept bringing it up. Every speaker kept bringing it up. So what you're seeing is a lot of these tethers. See, this is why we don't really rock with the off codes. A lot of these scam Africans, they be plugged in with the dominant society. We got to be honest about that. A lot of them be plugged in with the dominant society. They be down with them. They be rocking with them. You feel me? They got a lot of that. That's why the dominant society goes over to their homelands and they just take over. The dominant society goes over to their homelands. They make deals with them. They overthrow governments and get down. There's always a scam African escort that escorts somebody in. So when you start looking at this CURE organization that no one's ever heard of, but yet they are supposedly someone who is on the front lines of our reparations claim. Yes, they are on the front lines. This is how they were selling it, that these people are on the front lines of our reparations. That's what they're all about. Family, I never, ever heard of that. And they talked about going to the UN. They talked about how they used to work together. All of these strange meetings that they were having, that Afrodescendant term that they were kicking over and over and over. This was the term they kept bringing up. Check it out, though. We got some super receipts in here. When you start peeling back the layers on this organization, that is basically Mayo for Black folks reparations. That's what really it is, okay? It's Mayos for FBA reparations. Check this out. Remembering when W's United for Reparations and Emancipation, supported by Silas Muhammad at the UN. This is the organization they're talking about, family. Back in 1994, activist Silas Muhammad pushed the United Nations to encourage the U.S. to give back reparations to Black American descendants of slavery. He submitted formal appeal to the intergovernmental organization. Silas played a major role in the Nation of Islam following Elijah Muhammad. He resurrected the lost and found, Okay, but most widely read newspapers, they produce African-American organizations from its founder, Malcolm X. Come on down. Silas Outreach Reparations was supported and formally backed by a group founded by a W woman. One more time. Silas's Outreach for Reparations was supported and formally backed by a group founded by a W woman and comprised of W people urging the U.S. to agree for a reparations program. Y'all tell me anywhere in the history of the United States of America have a group of W's ever came and fought for reparations for foundational Black Americans. That is op walking through the door. But they said this was Silas's outreach program. And Mr. Esco, Hugh Esco, somebody Google that name. Tell me what you see. Somebody, you probably see a used car lot or something, okay? That sounds like a used car lot or a used car salesman. Hugh Esco from the CURE organization, which was an outreach organization from the new Nation of Islam. All of that don't add up. None of that adds up, family. So they said it was comprised by a bunch of W people, and it was founded by a W woman. Have y'all ever heard of this lady? Ida Hakeem formed Caucasians United for Reparations and Emancipation, CURE, to promote the idea of reparations to fellow W Americans as a form of redemption. Doesn't that sound, you're right, that sounds like the NAACP. That sounds like the NAACP all day. Controlled opposition. I see you in the chat. Y'all damn right. That got liberal all over it. And it's no coincidence that they said this was being formed back in the 90s, and you're starting to see it pop off now. They're trying to run it back. And this right here is the Ida Hakeem. And when you listen to her speak about reparations, family, this sounds like damn Jane Elliott. Y'all know how Jane Elliott is completely controlled opposition, and she comes around and says, I'll give it to you if you give it to the Indians. And a lot of black folks was loving Jane Elliott, but when you really listen to Jane Elliott, you see that she's anti-black, completely anti-black. This is exactly what you get with this organization. Now, mind you, Hugh Esco, he said, which doesn't that sound like a damn agent name? Hugh Esco? Really? Let's be real. Let's be real. Okay, your name is Bob. All right? Let's be real. Your name is Bob Barker. All right? Your name ain't no damn Hugh Esco. That's your agent name. All right? That's what you use when they slid you in here with this organization. But we know goddamn well ain't no damn Hugh Esco working for no damn cure organization coming. And then the first thing you talk about is money. And how do you know that we know that it's full of it? How do we know that it's some op type energy? Because when you read that article and they start talking about this organization, okay, they say that they're for reparations. But yet when Hugh Esco was talking, he said it ain't about the money. And he said we don't even need to get it from America. So it don't even line up. He said that he works for the Cure organization. The Cure organization says they're about money, and he says it ain't about the money. So they contradict themselves right there. You can tell who's speaking the truth, and you can tell who's speaking that bullshit. And Hugh Bob Barker Esco, he was talking that bullshit. Just like this organization that I never heard of. There ain't one certified who have ever heard of this organization. I'm telling y'all, family, they ran that organization over and over and over. I mean, they just kept talking about it. They kept talking about it. I was like, by the 15th time in 15 minutes, I knew something was funny. I knew it was funny style, and you could just watch it. You could watch it, and you was already knowing what type of time they were on and the type of energy. In foundational Black Americans, we don't go for that. We don't fall for the games, right? So when you start talking about Hugh Esco, all right, Bob Barker, he was walking around the whole event. I'm telling y'all, this dude was not there like he was just some W liberal coming to talk about reparations. No, family. He was walking around. He was observing things. We caught him standing by the exits, all types of stuff, fam. All types of stuff. You could just see it every time he was speaking. You could see that he wasn't really there to really speak on things that were really going on. He was there to observe. He was there to analyze. He was there to go back to his handlers, okay? He's probably the handler for someone else, and he got his handlers and to report what was being seen, what was being said. And to be honest with you, still some real talking points from what we were speaking. That's really how it went down. But it didn't stop there, fam. As we talk about receipts, it didn't stop. It got even more funny style when you start talking about this Esco or whatever the hell his name was. Out of nowhere, remember he said he left, right? He said, I got to go. He comes, he talks some BS that makes no sense. And then he said, well, guess what? I'll be back. And he stopped, he checked his phone, he smiled, then he kind of walked away. About 5 minutes later, not 10, not 20, out of nowhere, he pops back up. Yes, he does. Out of nowhere, dude just come running right back in, right? And then this time, that bag that he's got on the floor, this time that bag is right there with him now. He's got the bag on his shoulders. And does he return back to his original spot? Nope, family. What he ends up doing, and I'm going to pull up the clip right here, fam. I want y'all to notice that when this dude comes back, he come back on some real heavy-duty agent talk. Heavy-duty agent talk. And then he starts hiding in the back. This is what we speak of when we talk about these ops and these agents, family. This is what we speak of. And not only that, I'm going to show y'all another thing. When they had that concert, y'all remember that whack-ass rapper that was jumping around? A lot of folks was clowning that video. I was one of them, okay? I had to sit through that, family, and it was terrible, okay? But nonetheless, while all of that was going on, fam, we were starting to see some real funny style stuff in the background. Real funny style stuff. This guy, he comes back in. Let's show Mr. Escrow, okay? This was him right here originally. This was him originally. This is when he was talking. Everything about that, family. Look at that bag right there. Look at the way he's speaking. Look at the way he's sitting there watching. Everything that he said, we all know is real funny style, right? It didn't add up. None of that added up. Everything about that was completely off code. Well, we start noticing that after he does that and he says he's got to go, what ended up happening was it goes around the room. When it goes around the room, it gets over to the other guy. The other guy starts talking. And as soon as he starts talking, or babbling, shall I say, soon as he starts babbling and talking, out of nowhere, escrow starts coming in. So you have two of these people from the dominant society that out of nowhere show up, out of nowhere start speaking, and nobody can really account for them. Nobody can really see where they came from. No one can really tell what type of time they on. The things that he's saying don't add up. The things that he's saying does not coincide with what his organization was saying. The organization says they about money. He said he ain't. It was a real funny style thing. And let me throw this in there too, fam. Let me throw this in there. When we started recording The Wicked Witch, that lady got upset at Afro Elite for recording. She didn't want it. So what you have literally scam Africans. You have an agent, and you have a bunch of tethers all in the same place, and you got about 3-4 FBAs in there holding it down. Now, I want y'all to watch this, family. After our brother Afro Elite got to speaking, then out of nowhere, you're going to see Mr. Agent Escrow. He pops up, and you could already see what he was on. This is right after he left, family.
After the direct cash any money, that's what the Native Americans were on. That's what the Alaskan.
Hold on. We're going to get right to it. Watch Escrow. Hold on. Watch Escrow pop up. Watch Escrow. He's going to pop right back in, family. He's going to pop right back in, and out of nowhere, you could already tell the type of time and energy that he was on, and it was not representative of what we was on. It was completely opposite. Completely opposite. I mean, this dude energy was somewhere else, and it wasn't where we were. Not at all. As a matter of fact, it's when his little W counterpart was talking. As soon as his little W counterpart got to speaking, you could already see that they were not on the time that we were on. As a matter of fact, look at this picture as well. This was later on when Escrow was speaking. I want y'all to notice, and shout out to our brother Afro, because Afro picked up on it. Afro picked up on it. Check this out right here. This right here was Escrow. Now, family, he's not where he was before. He's not where he was before. No. Now, all of a sudden, he's in the back now. I want y'all to notice that. He walks in and he bypasses. This is only a few minutes later. This wasn't that deep. This was not that deep, family. He came back and he went to a whole different place. He walked right by where he was, and he took a position in the back of the room, which is closer to where his old buddy was. So now him and his buddy is right over there, and they're closer. So one guy comes in and he starts talking about basically, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just be friends? And then the other guy comes in and he starts talking about it ain't about the money, and can't we all be friends? And what do you see in common, fam? What do you see in common? What you end up seeing in common is that both of these guys were on some real op behavior, and they were there to monitor what was going on. They were not there to really watch and observe in terms of real benefits for foundational Black Americans. They were only there to watch and observe how they can try to take that stuff back to whoever sent them. That's why we always say, family, who sent you? When we start talking about who sent you, once again, everybody said we being divisive. Everybody said we being wrong. Nobody really wants to talk about it. But that picture right there shows you the type of energy that this guy was on. Now, check this out. I found the clip, fam. This was him when somebody else was speaking. Watch how he shows back up. And this is when he took that position where he went to go sit down.
Reparations, I think, in a very broad way, whereas I don't put any limits or caps on what it takes to repair our people, because I think that we are not.
There he goes. Look, family. He's walking back in. This is when he said he left. He checked his little phone. Now, when he walks back in, notice he bypasses where he was originally sitting.
Because I think that we are.
The guy right there is offering him that seat. The seat is empty. And the guy right here leans forward and says, okay, I'll give you the seat. And then he bypasses the seat and goes directly to the back of the room.
Not a monolith in there.
See? Look at dude right there. Dude right there is looking at him. Dude right there is looking, saying, well, what are you doing? Why are you going over there? Here's the seat. That's where you were sitting. He walks right around that seat. And then there's going to be another seat over here. This seat right here. This guy that was talking about mental healing, notice he's moving his papers off the seat. And Escrow walks right by both of those seats. You were sitting in the seat a couple minutes ago. Now, all of a sudden, you're walking past the seat with that big-ass backpack on. He does that. He walks around. And mind you, there's empty seats where we were sitting on the other side. So he bypasses all the seats in the circle. He's not sitting in a circle. So he comes, he says he's working for this strange agent organization. He says we don't need money. He says it's about everything except for cash, except for the United States, pulls out his phone, says he's got to go. Then he comes back, walks past all his seats where people are available and offering him the seats. And then he goes and he walks in the back.
A myriad of ways. And with that
Look at
being
that,
said,
family.
I would like to see like
This is what we're talking about.
for example, to be created.
Agents was all in there, family. Not just the tether ops. You also had the Mayo ops. And a lot of times the tether and the Mayo is clicked up. We know how it go. They don't operate on the time we are. Look at them sitting down in the back.
With an acronym called I Help Us Cheer, which
Right there.
is intergenerationally.
And that's where the picture came from, family. That was the next picture.
Legally, politically.
That took us back to the picture that I just showed y'all a second ago, where this dude was turning around and he's sitting down and now he's looking in the back and he's on some real funny style behavior. That right there gave way to this right here, right there. Look at him, observing the whole situation, observing the whole situation. That's what it is. Y'all know, yes, indeed, bags, cameras, all of the above. Oh, they know that we're going to catch every little move that they do. They know that shit. They know it. They know it. That's why they try to run. That's why they try to hide from what we do. That's why they always put on them track shoes, family. They always put on them damn track shoes. But it don't stop there. Oh, no, there's even more, fam. There's even more. We got more receipts, fam. Check this out right here. So not only did he do that, right? When you follow that back and you come back around, there was more stuff going on. So when that rapper got to rapping and started making his music, whatever, I was in there. And like I said, that was horrible. Horrible. Dude he made a damn love song to Kamala Harris. Everybody was clowning that rapper, right? Everybody was. It was just pathetic. It was pitiful. I'm going to play y'all the clip. But now, after everyone left that room and then everybody goes and they start listening to this terrible, terrible rap, I noticed again when we got to the auditorium to listen to the music, or I didn't go to listen to the music, but when we got down there and they was playing the music, out of nowhere, who comes popping up? Yes, Mr. Escrow comes popping up. Watch this right here, family. I'm not playing the music, by the way. I'm not even going to put y'all through that. Empty place, right? Empty place. Check that out right there, fam. Watch what ends up happening. I want y'all to notice something. I want y'all to notice. So dude's rapping a terrible song. He thought he was getting in. He thought he was coming hard on the record, and he wasn't. So we're sitting there, and I went to the back. And I'm sitting there chilling and waiting to see what was going on, filming the whole situation. And right, there you go, yes. That was me, family. That was me. Yes. Everything about me is saying, what the hell is this? This song is terrible. That was what was happening. Out of nowhere, y'all gonna see somebody walking this camera. Y'all gonna see somebody right on over there, where that exit is, family. Right over there, I noticed Escrow was sitting. I noticed that he was sitting over there. And when I went to go take a picture, he moved. But when he was sitting by that exit, the exit was how people were coming and they was getting onto the stage. I'm going to show you all the keynotes right there. That exit right there, people were coming and he was shaking folks' hand. This is where all of the main people were sitting. This is where, right here, is where all the main people were sitting. And he was sitting right by the exit. Every time someone came down the aisle, he would shake their hand. Why would just some random W who's at this event be sitting by the exit, shaking folks' hands and basically escorting them on stage? And then when I went to take the picture, he moved. But as I do that, I'm sitting back relaxing. And I'm noticing everything that's going on. I'm observing the crowd, because that's what I'm doing, family. I'm observing the crowd. I'm observing the crowd, just checking everything out. But as that's going on, boom, checkmate. Who comes walking by? Do y'all recognize that agent op right there? Do y'all recognize who that was? That's the same guy from upstairs that was talking about he didn't know where the money came from. He didn't know who we should blame, where we could find it. He's the guy that when Escrow left and came back and walked to the back of the room and bypassed all the chairs, he came to sit next to him. And then when this guy walked past, randomly, this right here, family, is a good 30, 45 minutes later. And they were already in the auditorium when I got there, which means they went from upstairs, downstairs, ASAP. And then here we go. He comes walking by, looking at something in his hand, and that was not a phone. So he's checking something out. And then he's walking right by me, walk right by the camera. That's why I followed him with the camera. That's why with the camera, fam, I just followed him and I walked him right by. You feel me? This is what was going on. This is what we were seeing. So we got ops all in the building. Family, this was op Palooza, Tether Palooza, Democratic Shield Palooza. They were so thick in there with negative, off-coded vibes. This was completely what they throw at us when it comes to our reparations. This is the type of time they get on when they're trying to stop our reparations. That's why we say it's reparations over everything. That's why we say it's foundational Black Americans against the world. This is what they be doing. Watch him walk by. And he went right on over there, and he went to go sit next to his homeboy, his agent friend, and everything else fell right into place, family. That is what was going on. It was thick in the place, family. So when we say that we was really behind enemy lines, there was enemies from every aspect. Every aspect. Oh, and by the way, as he walks past me, but family, he didn't just walk past me to go sit down. He walks past me, and guess who he went over there and sat next to? This right here was simultaneous. I got this footage off of somebody else who was recording. Look who's right there in the damn audience, right there, who he was with. As I'm sitting there and I'm recording that, and dude walked by me, he's walking towards where that picture and that arrow is at. So as you see that picture and that arrow, this is where he was heading. He was heading over there closer so he could sit next to escrow. Check it out. I got even a zoomed up picture, family, where it's even closer. And I got this photo from somebody else who was recording. And as you scan the audience and you scan the crowd, voila, look at it. It's the same gray. It's the same gray that we were just talking about. What did he do, family? What he do is that he was over there by the exit, okay? Look at that far wall. Go down that ramp, and that was the exit he was sitting by, and he was shaking hands with everybody who walked past him, and he was giving his big up. And then when I went to take the picture of him by the exit, he moved to that seat. And literally, when I put the camera back on MC Horrible, MC Can't Rock the Beat, MC Sit Your Ass Down, soon as I did that, old buddy walks by, and he walked right to him, and then they sat down and talked. They were together. They were together, family. Those folks came side by side, and they was representing the ops and the agents and all of the above, family. That's what it do. Y'all know if they put them in the place, we're going to be on it. So that was filled with agents. That was filled with tethers. That was some complete off-coded stuff, fam. And foundational Black Americans, with all of that, we still stood in the pain, and we still held it down. So what does that tell you about where we're at? What does that tell you about wherever they'll try to go to? This is all about reparations. We said reparations change the world, and this is the type of stuff that you get. So look right there, family. You already see it. That was him right there, relaxing, right there. That lady that was dancing right there, that lady right there, that was one of the In Cobra ladies. When dude was like, is In Cobra in the house? That's what he was talking about, In Cobra. That was one of the In Cobra ladies, and right behind her was dude. Right behind her was dude, and dude was right there, and he was sitting there dancing and prancing and doing every damn thing. He thought he was eating, he thought he was getting it in, and that is what happened. So we were seeing it all in real time. And they walked by each other, and they hung out with each other because they came together. That is what you see, fam, with all of these off codes, all of these ops. We knew what type of time it was. We knew what type of game they was running, and we seen it from the giddy up, from the get-go. They can't slide nothing past us. When we say foundational Black Americans be on game, man, we be on game. We really be on game. Game very, very serious, very, very strong. That right there was the picture, fam. That right there was the picture of him walking right on by. Walking right on by. Yes, indeed. Pulling up. So we see every single thing. We know exactly what they're trying to do. We know exactly the type of games. This is all about reparations, and they was there to monitor and to watch everything the foundational Black Americans were doing. And quite frankly, still the talking points or whatever they could do, because they know goddamn well that it was going to boil down to what we were on, what we were speaking, our type of time, our type of energy, which quite frankly, family, is the energy. Like I say, they cannot duplicate our energy. They cannot steal our energy. So therefore, they come with that BS. And as they do, we are always right there waiting for them, waiting on them. And that's the way we operate and the way we function. Yes, indeed. So that right there, fam, that was the whole Tether Palooza, Shield Palooza, and obviously Agent Palooza. And we was watching it. But this is what they do, fam, when they want to get our reparations claim. But guess what? That was receipt after receipt after receipt, dropping them. So we covered everything from top to bottom, from pillar to post. There was nothing that went on there that we didn't see. There's nothing that went on there that we didn't really understand was really going to go on. So therefore, we was watching it. We was keeping an eye on things and bringing it back to the people. And this whole weekend, that whole event, basically, we was the reparations convention crashers. All right, because we were not supposed to talk there. We was not even supposed to be there. I was on one. I literally went in there, came outside, and filmed me talking, saying this was Tether Palooza. Right there. All they had to do was check my internet. They could have straight up got on my Twitter page. They had already saw what I was talking about. They would have already seen it, but it didn't matter because we was on that type of time. That's what it is. When you got that FBA soul and energy, you ain't worried about these people. You ain't worried about these people. The only thing that we on is getting money. And that's it. If they ain't talking about our reparations check, then they ain't talking about nothing. We done been through it all. So there's nothing that they was really going to kick that we wasn't really going to stand on. So we were out there in full speed. Literally, when I went out there and the video was dropping, I went out there and I dropped the video on the internet and everybody checked it out. This was me right then and there. As soon as I came back, I went outside, family, came right back in. I went out there and let the whole world know. I was like, hold on, this is an op convention. We knew what it was. We knew what it was when we showed up. This is it right here, family. A lot of y'all seen this
Peace
video.
and love, family. Black Alpha Network. I am broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia at the National Reparations Convention. And family, it is exactly what we thought it was going to be. A whole bunch of babble, shield babble, tether babble, vote blue no matter who. This is Tetherpalooza and a go vote for the Democrats rally campaign. That's all it is. And they're out here talking about reparations in the form of hugs and reconciliation for the whole diaspora. No, reparations is all about the lineage. Certified foundational Black Americans, the people who created this country and built this country, and being compensated for a debt that is owed to us. No one else, and don't let these people tell you any different. So you're going to see a whole bunch of narc and in Cobra. They were talking about vote blue no matter who in the first 5 minutes. They were out here talking about Black Lives Matter. So we already know what type of time they're on. And these type of gatherings are only created so they can undermine the progress that we have created and the foundation that we have laid. But we're going to stand on the lineage. We're going to represent to the fullest. Black Alpha Network. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. Certified salute. One love. FBA.
Boom. Right then and there. Right then and there. That's what it was. And I recorded that and went right back on in and kept reporting. You feel me? All they had to do was check it out. And mind you, a week before then, I had already exposed everything that was going to go on. So it wasn't really about them, as everything we do was about us. You know, and we're just bringing it back to the people. And once we bring it back to the people, we brought it all in and we let everybody know. Speaking of bringing things back to the people, this is something I want to address, family. When you talk about reparations over everything, and you start talking about these people who act like they know reparations and these people who claim to be leaders of the reparations movement, a lot of people wake up and then they put these hats on, these badges, and they say that they're reparationists. They say that they have all the reparations information. And what we've been doing is that we've been weeding out all of these people in terms of reparations. But there's one person that we all admire and one person we hold in high esteem who's been speaking about reparations. He's been speaking about delineating. He's been speaking about what we needed to do. And that goes by the name of somebody I mentioned earlier, Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson came out a few weeks ago and he blessed everybody with his presence and he did a space. And it's very rare that we get the opportunities to have our elders come out and speak. That's why y'all know I got a good relationship with Dr. Kaba. I try to do as many interviews with Kaba just so we can bridge those gaps between generations. We can put out that energy so everybody knows it. That's what we have to do. It's like a family reunion. You feel me? The older sit down with the younger. We sit down and have a good conversation. So when Dr. Claude Anderson comes out and he blesses everybody with a space, oh, we need to listen, especially in the reparations era. You're talking about we got Dr. Claude Anderson in the middle of the reparations era blessing us with good information. Oh, we got to hold that down. And then there was a lot of folks that was coming out and they was talking reckless about Dr. Claude Anderson. And y'all know, when we say we gatekeep the culture, when we say that we regulate, when we say that we don't let nothing slide, oh, that goes for people disrespecting the lineage. The reason why we pulled through, the reason why we slid through, the reason why we came and we crashed that Tether reparations convention is because it wasn't representing the lineage in the best way. And if you ain't representing the lineage in the best way, you got to go. The reason why the wicked witch, she had to run is because she wasn't representing the lineage. She was talking down. If you talk down, then we're going to put it down. And then your ass can't come around. So that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been finding every single op or hater, and we've been running them off the block. And if you come around and you disrespect the lineage, if you disrespect our elders, especially someone like Dr. Claude, who has been giving us game for years, then we're going to have to see about you. So Dr. Claude came out recently, and he gave a wonderful space and gave us a lot of information that he does not have to do. Our elders don't have to do any of this. Much love to the foundational Black American family. They don't have to come out. You look at half these people from the Coon Caucus, all right? These folks sell us out and don't do nothing. Leave no game. They ain't even got game to leave. You feel me? So what they do is they sell out and then they go on and ride into the Coon sunset, right? But yet we got people like Dr. Claude Anderson, Kaba, as well as many others that really been holding us down. And then folks come out and they start disrespecting, and that is something that y'all know we ain't gonna go for. One thing for certain, one thing you will never do is disrespect this man right here. Not as long as Black Alpha or any of our certifieds are in the building. You're going to catch wreck when you do that. Let's play this clip. Let's drop some rules. This right here is Dr. Claude Anderson. And I'm going to say this. I don't know whose this is, but I'm going to say fair use. Fair use. As a matter of fact, before we drop all of that, because y'all know they be hating and they be trying to hate on the team, but it's all to the G, all to the G. Yes, it is. Fair use right here is the clip of our brother, Dr. Claude Anderson. Let's run some good game one more time for their mind. Fair use, fair use, fair use, family. This right here is our great master teacher, Dr. Claude, giving us that good game.
That's right. No money. No money. And in 1790, you had about 800,000 blacks in the United States. What whites were picking up control on everything from the land and resources. The black slaves, what they owned and controlled was 0.163. That means just barely over 1%. I can bring you up to about 1880, 1890, and guess what? Black folk now have worked our way up to about 189. You're still less than 2%. You own less than 2% of the richest nation on the earth. What you have in America that decides your opportunities is what you own and control through capitalism. It's not social integration. It's not civil rights. Those things can't do anything to help you. There's no power in civil rights. There's no power in social integration. Those two processes are weakening processes. It's what you own and control that will determine your opportunities. If you don't have the money, the opportunity doesn't exist. It's an illusion.
And what slavery and Jim Crow segregation did with black folk, it intentionally maldistributed all the resources away from black folk and created a real life monopoly game. Black folk in America are playing in a real life monopoly game that you're totally ill prepared to play and win. And if you know anything about monopoly, monopoly is based on everybody sitting down and getting a fair share of the resources, the money in their hand before the game starts. Black folk, you can't play because you never got your 40 acres and a mule. You're sitting and playing a game that you're not going to win. And if you know anything about monopoly, the primary principles that go around the board and take the money that you have and buy land and buy the best land around the board. And if you can't buy land, then you buy businesses like electric company, the railroad, and the water company. And you buy your land, and when you develop your land, you put houses on it. And once you could receive enough rent from people landing on your houses, you then take your money and buy hotels. And then after you buy the hotels, you sit there and wait for all the rest to come around and land on your property and bring some wealth and power home to you. And see, my people have been playing real life monopoly with no money.
That right there, family, is what happens when you have a master teacher. That right there is what happens when you have a real master teacher speaking real game and passing it down, okay? That is the wonderful thing. We have to gatekeep our lineage and our heritage. Everyone out here right now, we've been gatekeeping hip-hop. And look what they've been doing to the elders of hip-hop. They are erasing them completely. They want to take everybody who created hip-hop and just put Fat Joe on it. You feel me? They want to put Busta Rhymes on it. They're trying to get to the point where in a few years they say Fat Joe created hip-hop. As a matter of fact, y'all seen that interview where Fat Joe just came out and he was talking about his brother was a pioneer of hip-hop. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He just did it. Tariq Nasheed posted it. You feel me? He's coming out now, a guy who's 50 years old, saying that he's a pioneer of hip-hop. His brother used to carry bags and he's a pioneer of hip-hop. Family, they will go to any measure to steal from us. They will go to any measure to take from us. They want to erase us. That's why we have to gatekeep the culture. When we talk about gatekeeping the culture, it starts with our elders. If they can replace our elders or dismiss or disrespect our elders, we all come next. I have a deep passion for Dr. Claude Anderson, as well as all of you do. And we are going to be the only ones who genuinely hold him down. Who holds down Malcolm X? Okay, they were trying to run around and tell us how violent Malcolm X was. We were the ones saying, no. Malcolm X was reasonable. Malcolm X was intelligent. Malcolm X was a real man. And then they said, okay, let's not talk about Martin. They said, let Martin Luther King, they said he wanted to have a dream and he loved W's. And Martin Luther King, they got little videos right now with these TikTok tethers talking about Martin Luther King. Y'all notice that? How many of these tethers pop up now? There's this trend where you got all these tethers who've been popping up, making these videos talking about Martin Luther King, talking about Malcolm X. Family, it don't just be these big folks in the dominant society. It be folks coming around. How come out of nowhere in this generation, in this era of an erasure, you got people popping up saying Martin Luther King was this, Malcolm X was this, just slandering their name. So I'm talking about from the highest levels. I'm talking about from hip hop all the way to our legends. These people are always out here trying to disrespect who belongs to us. These are our heroes. These are our legends. They've been out here trying to erase slaves. This is why Joe Biden comes out and he says that the country was built by immigrants, okay? This is why John Leguizamo Ho comes out and says that the country was built by immigrants. They literally take what we created and they say it was them. That's what everybody's been doing. That's the trend lately. Everybody's been running out and running that trend that it's them and not us. And you can go all the way back. That's what an erasure is. Folks don't try to halfway erase you, all right? Folks ain't trying to kind of erase us. They're coming out here, family, and they're trying to erase us to the maximum, which means people like Dr. Claude, Dr. Kaba, as well as others, we got to represent them and hold them down. We have to take a zero tolerance policy, all right? Which means if you disrespect one of them, you are going to catch this FBA work. It don't matter. You can't talk your way out of it. You can't spin it. You can't flip it. None of that. So when Dr. Claude came and he had that space and he was kicking real, genuine facts and he was letting everybody know that the lineage and what we need to do, he was giving us timetables. He was giving us dates. He was saying we got to do this by then. A lot of tethers was popping up. They was coming out of nowhere. They was having whole spaces, man. They was talking wild, all types of crazy stuff, family. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say it like this. Everybody needs to understand that the erasure is a connection and a collection of all of the groups that can never be us. And guess what? Nobody can be us. So this is why you're seeing people pop up and hate on us from out of nowhere. This is why you're seeing people pop up and hate on us who have nothing to do with what we've been on. This is why you're seeing people who can never even carry our water coming out and disrespecting foundational Black Americans. This is the type of game that they on, and this is what they run. So we got to hold down our legends. So after this all occurred and you started to see these people speaking on Dr. Claude Anderson, family, there were some groups and some organizations and some people from all these different areas, and they had a lot of crazy things to say about our master teacher. Straight up disrespecting our master teacher. And as we speak about Dr. Claude and holding him down, I want y'all to see this. This is something that came across a lot of our timeline. Did you guys see that one of the last survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, did y'all see that one of the last survivors right here ended up passing away? This is what ended up happening, family. No reparations at all. Never got any reparations, family. Never. None. This right here. This is what happens, family. This is why we've been on code. This is why we've been holding things down. This is why we've been having to represent our lineage, our heritage, and our culture. This brother is going to come. They've been out here trying to erase us. They've been out here making sure that nothing comes to us. Anything that belongs to us goes to all these other groups. They literally just came back, fam, and said that we got to give money to the Ukraine. All this money belongs to certified foundationals. All this money belongs to us. But yet they're not giving that money to us. They're giving it to everybody else. And what ends up happening in the process, family? What ends up happening? What ends up happening is brothers and sisters come and go. And these people stay here and they end up never, ever giving the proper due or the proper just causes for everything that we created. So there won't be any disrespect. And anybody who does disrespect our master teachers are going to be considered an op of the race, are going to be considered an op of the lineage. And therefore, ops got to get dealt with. And that's the bottom line all the way across the board. So Dr. Claude Anderson, y'all know I got to send a massive salute out to Dr. Claude because there have been some people out here disrespecting him, not showing real proper respect, not putting proper respect on his name. And there's one particular organization that has been disrespecting our good brother, master teacher. Y'all ever seen this person right here? Somebody tell me. I want to know. Somebody let me know. Have y'all ever seen this individual in the chat? Can y'all tell me who this is? Because I was trying to figure out who this person was. Because I heard this person a long time ago was disrespecting Dr. Claude. And then after that space that Dr. Claude had, a lot of people were out there disrespecting his name. And these people come from this organization. And I noticed that it has not stopped. It has not stopped at all. So can somebody please let me know who that is? Because I've been having a hard time trying to figure out why somebody who looks like that could even fix their mouth and say anything about Dr. Claude Anderson. And I'm talking about the past, the present, and the future. All right. Because when Dr. Claude speaks and we revere him, we can't allow somebody to come out and throw dirt on his name. Because family, if they do it now, they will do it in the future. If they disrespect our ancestors and our master teachers today, they're going to continue to disrespect our master teachers. All right. It don't stop. This type of energy is what it is. When you say something about one of our master teachers, and Dr. Claude is not the only one that has been spoken of with disrespect by this particular individual from this particular group. This is the type of people that say things, they throw rocks and then they hide their hands. So when I say that we got to ride and we got to make sure that that type of energy does not come our way, that type of energy cannot come Dr. Claude's way either. Dr. Claude's not going to go tit for tat with these type of people. Dr. Claude's not going to correct them. Dr. Claude ain't got time for it. But I'll tell you what, I do. And when you start speaking about our master teacher, understand that foundational Black Americans, we see and we hear everything. There's not one thing that gets spoken of that we ain't heard. So when folks come and they say all this stuff about the lineage, they start speaking on us, they start hating on us, understand that we be seeing all that stuff. We see what's being said. We know what's being said. All right. We know that whenever Dr. Claude comes up, these folks got something negative to say. Oh, yes, the hell they do. Oh, yes, the hell they do. And we ain't going for it. Never have, never will. So understand this, family. Understand this and understand this to the fullest. When you start speaking about powernomics, you start speaking about where we're going, you start speaking about what's in front of us, what we're trying to achieve. Nah. People who wear straps can't talk back. All right, I'm going to say that one more time. People who wear straps can't talk back. So if you got a strap on, you need to make sure that you don't say nothing because it's going to be liable to really get your feelings hurt. And when these people get their feelings hurt, the first thing they say is that foundational Black Americans are being divisive. No, foundational Black Americans are regulating. And there's no group, no organization, no anybody that goes above our master teacher. Not at all. Never have been, never will be. You don't get no pass is what I'm saying, family. All right. You don't get no pass for disrespecting Dr. Claude Anderson. And I noticed a lot of people that were coming out from this organization and they were hating on Dr. Claude Anderson. They were saying all types of things about him and they never retracted it. Never retracted. What part of the game is that, family? Somebody tell me. What part of the game is it that somebody could disrespect Dr. Claude in the worst fashion? Is this what type of time people is on? Because if that's the type of time people are on, then we're going to go ahead and have to put them in timeout. Bottom line, point blank, period. And that's the way we've been operating. And that's the way we will continue. Now, notice this same individual was someone who said some things about Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, too. So you seeing no respect. No respect. One thing that I was raised in is that you respect your elders and you definitely respect your master teachers. So if you're saying something about the master teacher, then you know the people going to have to come back and they're going to have to let you catch wreck. So check this out, family, right here. I want the whole family to check this out. Everybody has probably already seen some of this, but we're going to run it back just for some clarification in the building. So when you start saying these things about Dr. Claude, it don't go away. It don't go away and it don't stop. It don't stop, but that's okay because we got time today. Always got time. Watch the disrespect, family.
He says a lot. He says a lot of things very interesting. But one of the things that he says is that, well, he said he was talking. He said there were 500 white billionaires, over 500, and he's right. But he also says that Black kids can't compete. I shared that clip earlier. He said Black kids can't compete with white kids. Then he turns around and says it's on us to close the racial wealth gap or deal with this. Understand that this makes no sense because what do you think these white billionaires are going to do? Do you think they're going to just be like, well, let these Black people have their business? In the history of the world, that's never happened. In the history of this country, every time we try to start something, they shut us down. See, one of the things that y'all got to stop saying to me, you got to stop saying this to me. Well, Yvette, we've been begging for 400 years and the white man ain't never done nothing. We got to try something different. No, you just don't know enough to have a conversation with me because the truth of the matter is we've been doing black capitalism. We've been doing black entrepreneurship just as long as we've been doing everything else.
How you got Dr. Claude's picture up like you checking Dr. Claude? Like, look at that freeze frame. Hey, y'all got to catch that freeze frame too. Please, somebody catch that freeze frame. Please. You don't put up Dr. Claude's picture and you don't disrespect Dr. Claude Anderson. Point blank, I don't give a damn who you are. You know that your ego is out of line and you feeling yourself to a maximum degree where you catch yourself feeling that you checking Dr. Claude Anderson, the master teacher. You ain't did an iota of what Dr. Claude has accomplished. And the very fact that this is an elder who has put it on the line for us for years, and you feel the need that you can catch your little feelings because your organization, the American Democrats of Slavery, ain't got off the ground like you thought, okay? You bottomed out. You thought you was hot. You was booming for about 2 seconds, and then you fell off the cliff, and then now you think that you can disrespect Dr. Claude. This is from a few years ago. But at the end of the day, there was no retraction, and the same people from that organization, they still run their mouth. When Dr. Claude came out a few weeks ago, there were people from that group, the American Democrats of Slavery, and they were openly out here saying that Dr. Claude failed in economics. Hell to the no. We don't stand by that.
You know what's happened? White mobs, white barriers to entry, people burning down our businesses and we can't get them built back up. This is what's happened. But if you don't know our history in this country, it's very easy for you to get fooled. And let me just put some up really, really quick. I'm not going to keep this up long, but I have to put this up quick because I want to show you something very interesting. This is how many of you, I had this book. I shared parts of this book a while back, 1919, the year of racial violence. And one of the things that was highlighted in this book was how Black businesses were targeted by violent white mobs. See, the thing is, what you have to think about in terms of Dr. Claude Anderson and what you have to think about in terms of Boyce Watkins is in what kind of era does it make sense? So when I think about Dr. Claude Anderson, I ask myself, how do his ideas of us being the answer for what was done to us make sense? And it only makes sense if we're like in an alternate universe. It only makes sense if we got reparations and this other stuff didn't happen. It only makes sense if like we have a standing army. Now, if you gave us like 4 or 5 states, California and 4 or 5 states on the West Coast, and we had our standing army and we were backed by African countries who were like, listen, we're going to
Wait a minute. So it takes us to be backed by the United States of Africa. We got to be backed by the United States of Africa for Dr. Claude to be right. She said it takes all of that to make Dr. Claude Anderson right. So Dr. Claude's just not right at all to her. Dr. Claude is just wrong, and it takes Dr. Claude Anderson to be right based on what she says. According to her, that's what it is. So when you talk about according to who? What has she ever done? Somebody tell me what position. If you stack her accomplishments or you stack her intelligence or her knowledge up next to Dr. Claude Anderson, it ain't even close, family. It ain't even close. So the very fact that she's talking about she deconstructed Dr. Claude, she starts talking about how it's all fair game and how Dr. Claude is only right if you do this, this, and this. That shows you right there. This is not somebody standing on the lineage. Fam, we can't let people come around and say that they're standing on the lineage and then disrespect the architects of the lineage. You can't have that. That's just not how the game goes. Not at all. Especially somebody saying they stand on the lineage, but yet they run around here and they told everybody in the Black community to do this right here during the election 2-3 years ago. Watch this.
How this is hand in hand. Now listen, in 1965, the Korean wig merchants joined together and convinced the Korean government to outlaw the export of raw hair, said Aaron Rennan, a filmmaker who has documented the marginalization of African-American entrepreneurs in the hair care industry in the film Black Hair. This ban made it so that one can only buy the pre-made wigs and extensions. In other words, Korean hair could only be manufactured in Korea. 6 months later, the United States government has to provide an environment for your business to flourish, or otherwise you're screwed. It is that way. It has always been that way. It will always be that way. And it is amazing to me that people who consider themselves experts in Black capitalism do not understand that government provides the environment for certain businesses to flourish and certain businesses to lose. Governments decide, your government, my government decides winners and losers in business. And if you are not doing that, if you are not understanding what South Korea is and how South Korea was used as some sort of, how the South Koreans here were able to use their government to put pressure on our government to get their businesses to thrive, then you don't understand business and you really shouldn't be teaching business.
So Dr. Claude Anderson should not be teaching business because she's talking about Korean hair. That's what she just said. She's talking about Korean hair. Therefore, Dr. Claude Anderson should not talk business, according to that type of logic. Fam, this is exactly why that organization fell completely off. That's why that organization ain't went nowhere. That's why don't nobody rock with them. And this is why this individual literally goes around on the internet and just straight up blocks random people. If you got FBA in your tag, or if you're not bowing down to her political organization, that's been masquerading around like it is an actual lineage. It's not. Everyone knows that that is a Democratic shield organization, has always been a Democratic shield organization, okay? That is the American Democrats of Slavery. It's always been the American Democrats of Slavery. That does not represent the lineage at all. That is a lineage masquerader. How can you claim that you down with certified foundational Black Americans, our lineage, and then turn around and say what you just said about Dr. Claude Anderson? It don't work. That's like somebody saying they're part of the family and they come to the family reunion and they start talking down on grandma. What gonna happen? What happens if somebody says they're a part of the family and comes and they disrespect grandma? It ain't gonna end good. Watch this right here, family. Mo off code.
That to you. I birthed that idea, not your Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed.
Jesus goodness.
She was talking about Haiti and Zimbabwe, and we gonna get it popping over there. We're gonna do some business, and I'm gonna build some houses. Nah, you go back to my page, and I was wrapped in the flag, and I took a lot of flack for it, but I said we're anchored in America. All of this stuff is ADOS. Like, y'all gonna have to figure this whole clone organization that y'all got out, because Tariq Nasheed is out of ideas, and so he has to clone ADOS and then mimic me all the time and use it because he doesn't have any kind of fresh idea except for butt breaking or something. I mean, you got a butt breaking doc or something like that coming? You dig? And I want to just
rent free, family, rent free.
Say before we get to the Phantom, I want to just say, if everybody doesn't understand what the end game was, and then it's some of y'all's fault that we here anyway. Everybody in my inbox, Yvette, I know you might not like what the Tariq is doing. You might not like him, but please be unified. Please have some unity. Okay, I will do that. I'll do that. And I try to do that. And look where we are. I'm still fighting off pimps and phantoms. I fight ghosts and shadowbots and fight phantoms and pimps all day.
And wear plastic all day too. Wear plastic. And I ain't talking about a raincoat. Yeah.
And it's fine, but you got to understand that Tariq is a kid in the sense of you'll fight him and you'll go back and forth one night. And then the next morning you wake up and he's like the guy. You ever roast with one of your friends and you have that one friend who you roast back and forth with and y'all have a sleepover. And the next morning you wake up and the other friend realizes something he didn't say, or he tried to use the same joke over again. And you be like,
family, she's talking about a sleepover. So let's get this right. So Dr. Claude Anderson is bad to her because of Korean hair, and she don't like FBA because of a sleepover. This is what you call babbling. The same way these tethers be out here babbling, she is babbling. None of that makes any sense at all. She literally went into a metaphor about a sleepover. Y'all ever have a sleepover and your friend calls and the friend don't answer the joke and the joke ain't the same and it's not that funny no more? What the hell that got to do with foundational Black Americans? What the hell that got to do with the lineage? Okay, this is somebody right here who is completely off code, couldn't find the code, does not represent the lineage. All they do is represent the Democratic Party, the Democratic Plantation. It is Democrat all day long, and they don't like the very fact that they have been called on it. Remember, they was running around here for quite some time trying to make it look like they were the gatekeepers of the lineage. And then when it got exposed about that vote blue no matter who, which basically vote blue no matter who was their vote down ballot agenda that they was trying to run with. Everybody remembers that. They was talking about vote down ballot, vote blue no matter who. And they said vote Democrat down ballot. Let me get that right. Vote Democrat down ballot is a completely different thing. So this right here is the same type of off-code behavior, and this individual right here is the same type of off-coded person who wants to represent the lineage and wants to be in the front line of our reparations claim. And when we say it's reparations over everything, it's reparations over everything, including somebody who represents the Democratic Party and someone who disrespects people like Dr. Claude Anderson. Y'all, I'm not done yet. Notice how when she starts talking, you hear that Democrat slip up. Y'all know when the white supremacists talk and they'll say something and then out of nowhere, you'll start hearing the racism pop up. Notice when she starts talking, family, you'll start hearing the Democratic shield pop up. Watch her right here start talking about reparations, but she says in the form of healing. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Check this out.
And I remember this too, where she said they hadn't endorsed any recommendations. Listen, he don't have to. Listen, California Governor Gavin Newsom hasn't endorsed any recommendations as the task force submits its final report on June 29th. He also said the Reparations Task Force's independent findings and recommendations are a milestone in our bipartisan effort to advance justice and promote healing. This is reparations. Listen, I'm all in favor of lineage therapy.
Pause right there, family. Listen what she said. She said, I'm all in favor of lineage therapy. Somebody right now tell me What the hell is lineage therapy? Do any of y'all want lineage therapy? Somebody tell me. Okay, she said it. That's her words. We didn't make that up. She said she's all in favor of lineage therapy. I have no idea what lineage therapy is. Don't want no lineage therapy. And that sounds exactly like the shit that we were hearing at that Reparations Tethered Democratic Shield Convention. She said it. Tell me, let me know. What's lineage therapy? She said, I'm all in favor of lineage therapy. That's what she said. She threw it in there real quick, too. She said, I'm all in favor of lineage therapy now. That's what she said. Now, when we talk about reparations, we say what? Cash payments. You see, we're focused on cash payments. She's talking about Korean hair. She's talking about sleepovers. And now she's talking about lineage therapy. We don't even bring that to the table. None of us are going to go to the table and say, well, we want lineage therapy, a couple $100 bills, and some Korean hair. That's what we want for reparations. That is a straight up Democratic Shield talking point. That completely is. Lineage therapy, you know what that is, family? That's reconciliation and that's healing. That's that healing talk right there. One more time. Listen to how she slides that in there, family.
I think that's great. But reparations is not healing. Now that can be a part of it. You can give us our wealth back and say, now let's heal.
Whoa, you can give us our wealth back and then say, now let's heal. Why is somebody who claims to be a reparationist, why is somebody talking about the lineage speaking about healing? Healing never comes up in our conversations. We don't spend 1 minute talking about no healing. If you talking about healing, you ain't really about reparations. You about the Democrats. The only people I see talk about healing is a bunch of scared black folks and Democrats and scared black folks who vote Democrat. Ain't nobody in these streets talking about no healing. Ain't nobody in these streets talking about lineage therapy. One more time. She says, I'm all in favor of lineage therapy.
Recommendations as the task force submits its final report on June 29th. He also said the Reparations Task Force's independent findings and recommendations are a milestone in our bipartisan effort to advance justice and promote healing. This is reparations. I'm all in favor of lineage therapy.
One more time. I'm all in favor of lineage therapy. This is what you get when you start dealing with these Democratic shields undercover.
Healing. This is reparations. I'm all in favor of lineage therapy. I think that's great. But reparations is not healing. Now that can be a part of it. You can give us our wealth back and say, now let's heal. I think that is a part of what happens. But what you just said, Camilla, unless you think all of us are half stupid, dumb, and crazy, you said a bunch of nothing. You said, well, he hasn't technically come out against it. Well, yes, he did. Even when the senator came out and said, hey, yeah, he's not going to really do cash payments. That's coming out against it. I don't know what political world everybody lives in, but this is the real world. And he's coming out and he's saying no. Now, listen, politics can change on the drop of a dime depending on what the Democratic Party needs. But
boom, notice what she said right there. She said politics can change on the drop of a dime depending on what the Democratic Party needs. That is right there, a Democratic shield in lineage uniform. She's running around here putting that fake mask on of lineage, putting that fake mask on of reparations, and she's trying to act like she represents the lineage. No, she don't. That's a Democrat. Her and Tone Tits. They ain't nothing but Democratic shields. You ain't a part of the lineage if you disrespect Dr. Claude Anderson point blank. You ain't a part of the lineage if you always talking down, telling people, y'all need to do this. And if you come around and you say, vote blue no matter who, or vote down ballot, your ass ain't nothing but a Democratic shield. And right here, right now, for all of those people that were coming out disrespecting Dr. Claude, because all the Dr. Claude disrespect, after that space, all of that disrespect was coming from her organization and Tethers. Her organization and Tethers. And I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that this is the G-check era, and we've been G-checking these Tethers, we G-checking these fake Democratic shields in the process. She ain't nothing more than Roland Martin. That is Roland Martin. That's Broken Buck Car Sellers. That's Vanessa Jones. And what she does is she tries to throw shade at the Democrats to throw us off, right? She tries to criticize them. That's one of the things they love to do, family. They love to try to disrespect the Democrats in a real fake way, but then they go and vote. What she do during the 2020 election? She said, Democrats are bad, Democrats are bad, Democrats are bad. Go vote blue down ballot. Vote blue down ballot. Vote blue no matter who. It's the same exact thing. All she is a lineage imposter. She wants to be a Democrat, and she's fighting for a position to be a Democrat in the future. And it don't just stop with Dr. Claude Anderson. Y'all know she also disrespected Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Yeah, I pulled that up. You see, they was throwing a lot of shade, and they put a lot of that away. They buried a lot of that. They didn't want to talk about a lot of that. These American Democrats of slavery, They've been running around here disrespecting the lineage for a long time. She said, may she rest in peace, but we owe it to ourselves to have an open and honest discussion about her legacy. What? We have had an open and honest discussion about her wonderful legacy. That's Dr. Frances Cress Welsing she's disrespected. She disrespected Dr. Claude Anderson. She disrespects anybody with FBA in their title. I know folks that are 60 years old, and they said, why did she block me? It's because you got FBA. So it don't even matter. Family, is that lineage or is that op? That's an op all day long. I said we was going to check the inside and the outside. I said we was going to check the ones who got on the mask and ones who don't. That right there is somebody who's completely disrespectful. You disrespected her and you said we need to have an open and honest conversation about her legacy. This is someone we all revere. So either she is a Democratic shield imposter or she just happens by coincidence to be on the other side of every single thing we talk about. Nah, hell to the nah. Hell to the nah. We ain't going for that. Nope, that ain't happening. That ain't popping. That ain't going down in these streets. So they've been trying to hide a lot of those things that she said. They've been trying to hide a lot of those things that they was doing. Nope, that's why we call them receipts, meaning we will dig them damn things back up and we will put them right on the table for you to have to deal with and for you to have to see. And when she came back, she gave this half-ass retraction. This is all Democratic shield right here, family. This is all Democratic shield right here. You could already see it. The way she talks, the way she tried to walk it back. She said, I criticize Frances Cress Welsing. Mind you, family, this is right after our master teacher passed away at the worst time. She said, I criticized Frances Cress Welsing shortly after her passing on Facebook, but it was before my YouTube show. So quite frankly, now she's throwing shade. So quite frankly, I was shocked that so many people were paying attention. What? What that got to do with you disrespecting her? Okay, you disrespecting an elder who transitioned. Still, it was a mistake. I regret it. If you really regret it, you wouldn't have put still on it. You wouldn't have said but. She threw both of those in there because she don't really mean it. This is a place for criticism and time. That's what we talking about right there. This is what you dealing with right there. Them is Democratic shields that we ain't got no type of time for. So when you start talking about people who are down, you start talking about people who are out, you start talking about people who have no place in the certified foundational Black American compound, you can start at the top of that list. And at the top of that very list, we speaking about the American Democrats of slavery. That is who she is. That's what Tone Titty is. That's what the whole organization is. Neither one of them could ever come around us. And anything that you say about our master teachers or anybody down with your political organization, because that's exactly what it is, are all going to be held accountable. No longer, family, can we allow people to disrespect, wait a year or two, and then come back around. Nah, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. When anytime somebody disrespects the lineage, the heritage, and the culture, and then they come back around like they didn't just disrespect the lineage, the heritage, and the culture, then we're going to go ahead and make sure that all receipts get put on the table, and we're going to have to make sure that everything said gets exposed. And when things get said and things get exposed, we are always going to be the ones who are standing at the very top because that's just the way we operate. So when it comes down to all of them, when it comes down to everybody on that side, they understand that foundational Black Americans, we've been operating, we've been moving in a completely different space. And that space is one that is of the lineage, not someone who's being an imposter of the lineage. So when you look at every single thing that we've been speaking on, and when you look at what we've been representing, you can go ahead, and I'm going to send this right here to the ADOS, American Democrats of Slavery Movement, and I'm going to send this to Strappy Boy. That right there goes to you. And I'm giving you that on behalf of the Black Alpha Network, Foundational Black Americans, and any FBA elder that you disrespected. Trust and believe. But it don't stop. There's more people out there that been trying to throw dirt, trying to throw their name, trying to mix up with us, trying to say that they do what we do, trying to take credit for what we created. Did y'all see this right here? Where this guy was coming around trying to run the hip hop, how everyone else created hip hop except for us. I don't know if y'all seen it, but we about to break this down right here, family. Notice how when you start, the storytelling, family, they'll throw in all of these other groups, but they'll do it in a real slick fashion. Watch this, family.
Hip hop has always had a multicultural foundation. It was created by a Jamaican American and influenced by West African traditions. And it's fortunate we have two West Africans here and we have Spice here, who's Jamaican. So tell us, what does some way that hip hop makes you feel at home? So we're gonna start with Rotimi.
Makes me feel at home? Oh man, I mean the storytelling, man. Like nobody tells better stories than hip hop and country music. You know what I mean? So with us hearing people's journey, relating to a lot of stuff at times, and then seeing the creativity with wordplay is unmatched. You know what I mean? And it shows how brilliant we are and how creative we are. You know, we taking poetry and making it something that just feel like you want to dance to. It's not very easy. You know, so for it to transcend for so many years and still continue to grow in different formats, and you see so many different things, how words are used, it's amazing, man. And it brings people together. So it could be used for good, you could be used for bad, war, everything is powerful. So I think it just shows me how dynamic we are as people.
Look how that man sat there and spoke like he was us, and he didn't even break shape. He just sat there and just said it. He was like, yeah, man, we, us. You know you got to be low budget, family, to sit there and talk as if that belongs to you with a straight face. When you know you lying and everything you saying is not real, but yet you talk about it. These people have no shame in trying to act like us, family. That's what I'm always telling everybody. Do not wait for these folks to have any shame. They will act like foundational Black Americans straight to our face. They will say that they're foundational Black Americans and don't care. Just like when Joe Biden went over there and he was giving them folks money and they were sitting there shaking his hands and yes, I agree. They have no problem cosplaying. We think folks just cosplay halfway. No, that man sat there and just perpetrated like he was a foundational Black American. He sat there and just perpetrated like what they were saying was true. They sat there and just perpetrated like everything made any type of sense. No, the hell it didn't. No, the hell it didn't. Everything right there was a lie, and we know it was. We know it. They were not giving us anything that we created. Understand that, family. What we create is all based on who we are. And the things that they cannot create is based on them not being able to be us. That's what it all boils down to. And they know goddamn well everything they talking is not us. So the same way that all these people come over here and the first thing they do is find our culture and they try to jump in on it, then we see that shit and then we call them out and then they get upset. They're going to continue to be upset because if you can act like you FBA and you can act like you built this country and you can act like you created hip hop and every genre that we created, then we got the right to go ahead and call you out. And that's what we've been doing. Don't be mad that foundational Black Americans have been on game. Don't be mad that foundational Black Americans have been G-checking that. That's what you call gatekeeping. Could we go to any of their countries and say we created what they created? Hell no. They wouldn't let us. Can we go to any of their countries and tell everybody how that really belongs to us? Hell no. They wouldn't let us. And we don't want to. See, that's what happens. We build, they steal, they flee, we keep it G. So they didn't create hip-hop. They didn't create what we did. Let me show you what they've contributed to foundational Black American hip-hop culture, and it ain't good. This right here, and I want all y'all to bear witness, this is what they've been contributing, the diaspora, to hip-hop, and it ain't what they say.
Collaboration, that shit's coming soon, next month. So I'm putting this shit on right now, and y'all can have it in a month, you know?
Oh, okay, so you like...
It's real, y'all. This real.
Like a time traveler, you got it first.
Yes.
Okay,
hey,
and
on,
then what's with like the chains, the ring?
I like silver, you know.
You got the gold teeth though, bro.
Huh? Yeah, man, yeah. No, this black gold.
Oh,
I just
okay.
need to get it like, you know, tightened up and touched up. You know?
All right. What's with the glasses?
Just some simple bug glasses. They fit me well, you know.
And then I don't want to be rude, but what's going on with your head, bro?
I mean, I was born.
Family, I don't know if that's real or not, but God damn it, it ain't a good look. And I'm not surprised that somebody who been fleeing, flopping, and running got that. When we say Fleetman forehead, when we say tether hairline, that look like MC Worf from Star Trek. Terrible in these streets. I don't know. Y'all let me know because I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I've been doing some investigating and they done seen a couple more pictures and that really, I think, is a Fleetman forehead. I don't know. But either way, this is what they be doing. African predator rapper. You ain't lying. That's what they contributed to hip hop. Let it be known. You ain't contribute nothing other than a Fleetman forehead. All right. Fat Joe, you done contributed a couple fajitas. Okay. And that's where it stops at. Point blank. Jamaicans, Caribbeans, all across the board. Fat Joe, everybody, MC Worf right here with the head that's about 3 football fields wide. Okay. And 6 football fields in length. That shit look like it's crinkled up. Somebody need to pull out the ironing board and get the iron in that Fleetman forehead. Family, let's run that back. I'm sorry, we got to. This right here is a Black Alpha exclusive. This is what the Caribbean has contributed to foundational Black American hip hop. This is what Africa has contributed to foundational Black American hip hop, and it ain't the greatness, it's the forehead.
Collaboration, that shit's coming soon next month. So I'm putting this shit on right now, and y'all can have it in a month. You know.
Oh, okay. So you like a time traveler? You got it first.
Yes.
Okay. And then what's with like the chains, the ring?
I like silver. I like silver.
You got teeth, bro.
Yeah. This black gold. I just need to get it like tightened up and touched up. You know?
All right. What's with the glasses?
Just some simple bug glasses. They fit me well. You know.
And then I don't want to be rude, but what's going on with your head?
I mean, I was born like this, so like, I mean, I make it work.
Yeah.
Collaboration, that shit's coming soon next month. So I'm putting this shit on right now, and y'all can have it in a month.
They mad that we got receipts, family. There used to be a time. Hold on, there you go. Somebody screenshot that for me, please. Somebody, please screenshot MC Wharf. Please. Okay, he on the Starship Enterprise. Yes, lost and found. Spotted him from his forehead, family. Please let the whole goddamn world know. That is right there what we talking about. You ain't contributed a goddamn thing. Your forehead too big. Your forehead, how you gonna contribute anything with a forehead that big? With your forehead that big, you got too many problems, man. You can't really worry about contributing to hip hop. How you gonna contribute to hip hop? You know what I'm saying? You got a forehead to take care of. Your forehead is too big to be worrying about what we're doing on this side. So you need to go sit down. Go get the ironing board out. You got some wrinkles in it. I ain't never seen somebody have wrinkles in their forehead, family. That man got wrinkles in his forehead. Somebody get Fat Joe on the phone, okay? Tell Fat Joe to quit complaining. Tell Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes that we done exposed them. Tell the whole goddamn world that when you start talking about FBA, you better be able to stand in the paint. And if you got a forehead like that, we know that you ain't. G-check all the way around, family. That part. This right here, fam. So yeah, I had to. I seen MC Forehead, man, and I had to go ahead and just put out MC Forehead. We need to let the whole world see that. All right. So Fat Joe, I gotta get you, Fat Joe. While you was running around here dancing with Kamala, doing all this, Fat Joe is a mediocre rapper at best. Now all of a sudden he got shoe deals and stuff. We showed him hanging out with Bill Clinton. Now he's hanging out with Kamala Harris, giving them shoe deals. All right. This is what happens. They give you the bag if you perpetrate foundational Black American culture. All right. That's what they do. All right. That's exactly what they do. How you contribute to hip hop. Look at that. When no FBA wear that. Does he have a jacket with a plate? Is that a biscuit? I think that's a biscuit on that plate. He's got a butter. Look, hey, fam, no lie. Look, he got a butter biscuit jacket on. Zoom in on that. He has a butter biscuit jacket on. That's what he has. Yes, indeed. That is exactly what he's got right there. I told y'all they out here getting butter biscuits. They out here getting bags, anything they can. Damn, that's an exclusive. Boy, we be doing some investigative journalism, don't we? We said that they get the bag for trying to steal foundational Black American culture. We said that if they come over here and they perpetrate us, the dominant society will break them off. And this man literally shows up with a goddamn jacket with a damn biscuit on the back. He done got them PR biscuits. They like them too. They just get some biscuits with some sauce. They got some hot sauce. He got hot sauce in the biscuit, and he literally is wearing it. He's wearing the biscuit on his jacket that the dominant society gave him for pretending to have created hip hop. Y'all can't win. Y'all can't win. You can't hide the biscuits on your back, Joe. Just like Worf couldn't hide his forehead. Foundational Black Americans is going to see y'all because we know what type of time it is, and we know who got the real, genuine facts, and it ain't them. Goddamn. I tell you, family, they can't run, they can't hide, they can't do a goddamn thing but accept the truth. And what the truth is, family, it's whatever we say it is, because this is our country and we FBA and we say so. Now, moving on from Fat Man Joe. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on from him. and let everybody know once again that foundational Black Americans are the ones who created hip hop. And if you're running around here with a jacket like that on, you ain't got the style or nor the swag to create hip hop. You got to have swagger. You got to have that step. You got to have bravado. You can't have no butter biscuit coat. You can't have no Deep Space Nine forehead. You can't have any of that. So we could sit here right now and we could talk about who created hip hop. We could talk about who created the genre, who created the culture. And then you can just look at us and then you can look at them. When you look at them, you already know who is here and who ain't, and you could already tell who's the real ones and who's the fake ones. Moving on. This week, family and immigration. I want to show everybody this right now. When we start talking about people, when we say the foundation of Black America, that these folks are coming in from everywhere, look at this right here, family. This right here is where our reparations money is going to. That right there, family, when we say reparations over everything, it's reparations over immigration because immigrants are taking the money. These folks are going to walk that river. Everybody thinks it's funny when I be like, hey, they jump over barbed wire fences, they walk through deserts, and they swim through dirty-ass polluted water. That right there is dirty-ass polluted water, and they're on their way here. And when they get here, Joe Biden's going to try to cut them a check. It is reparations over everything, including all them Julios and all them Julio-ettes walking through that water that's getting paper when they get here. If it ain't about us, then we ain't worrying about them. Look at that, family. That's who's coming right now. And those are the people that they're going to try to slide checks to. And this is why they're upset, because foundational Black Americans, we not getting behind that. Foundational Black Americans ain't accepting that. They've been trying to get us on board, but we ain't been on board. We ain't saying that we're going to run with that. We're not saying that we're going to sit here and we're going to say, no, we don't want the reparations. We're going to focus on hoping Juliet gets here tonight. Nah. Juliet is on his own. We got more footage. Y'all know one thing we do every single week, family. Every single week. Much respect. Understanding. Okay. Much love to y'all. I want to shoot out my brother Cam is in there. Salute to you, Cam. One love, family. This right here is what I'm talking about, fam. That right there is El Paso, Texas. This is them right there, family, coming across, trying to storm the border. Where you see all those lights at, I've been there before, family, and this is exactly what happens all the time. That is who they want us to focus on. That is who they want us to say we don't want no reparations. That is who they want us to say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and try to help them out. Nah, ain't happening again, family. That right there is what we always say, our week right there in immigration. You're seeing it. But a lot of brothers and sisters are definitely getting fed up. A lot of brothers and sisters are getting fed up by the process. We got to watch it though, fam, because like I said, everything we do, and this is why this show is titled Reparations Over Everything. Everything that we do, family, has to be about reparations, and that's the answer to every question. When we went to that tether convention and the wicked witch was trying to run her mouth and I cut her off, reparations over everything. All right, point blank. When they start saying, well, immigration is a Black issue, cut them off, reparations over everything. When they start saying, well, we need to all get along, reparations over everything. If it ain't reparations, we don't know you. And if you are not genuinely out there representing reparations for us, we ain't rocking with you by no means. That goes for every political party and every politician. But you got to watch, family. Some of these people now are trying to use our rhetoric. Yes. Did y'all see the mayor of Chicago come out and he's trying to act like he ain't really vibing at all with immigration, and he's trying to act like he's standing on the soil for Black folks. I want y'all to watch this and then tell me, is he being genuine or is he realizing that we starting to press him about immigration and brothers and sisters in Chicago ain't having it no more? So now he's trying to use our rhetoric and our terms so he can get down with us. Watch the way he's trying to tap dance. This is the same man that was super duper immigrant all day long, and now they're trying to flip it. We got to be very careful, family, of these people who come around us And all of a sudden, they start talking like us and trying to take our position. They'll come around us and they'll start saying tangibles. They'll start saying foundation. They'll start saying, well, what about black people? No. You was anti-FBA yesterday. You really are anti-FBA today. You just trying to get away with it and trying to look like you down for the cause. Watch the way he starts tap dancing, family, about immigration. When it comes to immigration, I'm going to say this real clear. It's reparations over immigration every day of the week, and I don't give a damn how Julio or Juliet feel about it. Watch the way he's trying to placate to us, family. It's complete bullshit.
Chicagoans who have been in this city, who have needed support, and particularly our black families. I know there's been a tremendous burden, particularly on black Chicago. I am fully aware.
Oh, no, you not. You lying. You know damn well what's been going on in Chicago, and you don't give a damn about black folks, because if you did, they wouldn't be there.
Been in this city, who have needed support, and particularly our black families. I know there's been a tremendous burden, particularly on black Chicago. I am fully aware of that. Y'all know where I live. Yeah, I know how many schools have been shut down in Austin, mental health clinics. Administration after administration has taken away from black people, not mine. And I want to make this point very clear as well. We're trying to make sure that migrants are not on floors. So when individuals say that black folks want what migrants want, it's not true. It's not. Black folks want what they deserve. And to compare the needs of black people to individuals who are being forced out of their countries because of bad foreign policy, who are living on floors, comparing the conditions in which descendants of slaves have had to endure to migrants who are sleeping on floors, I question how much you actually care and love about black people and understand their conditions.
We question how much you understand their conditions. As a matter of fact, that whole statement was littered with our talking points. Descendants of this, descendants of that. How come the government never used the term descendant? Anytime they ever did, they was basically trying to tell us go back to Africa, okay? Now all of a sudden they want to use our terms, all right? This is what they're trying to do. That was all fake. That was cosplaying all day. That was performative. And you're seeing this a lot now with these politicians. And as we move through and we push through this process and this cycle, we got to understand there are going to be a lot of people trying to act like they're for reparations. They're going to act like they're against immigration. They're going to act like they have the benefits and the welfare of us in mind, and they don't. The very fact he started off with, y'all know where I live. Okay, we know where you live. You've been there, but you still been anti-FBA with your policy. F the words that come out your mouth. What about your policy? Your policy is completely anti-FBA. So tell that one to somebody else, homeboy. This is what you've been seeing. This is the same thing Kamala Harris and them come around and do. They pick and choose what we say. That's why they had that Democratic shield that was coming on TV and saying, well, y'all know black folks out there, we got to get together in Chicago because the migrants and us got the same issues. No, you understand that foundational black Americans are moving on. That's the thing. We've moved on. We've moved on past all of that. We are the only people in the United States of America who have actually evolved. Everyone else is still trying to get in on what we create. Everyone else is still trying to run with our style. Everyone else is still trying to take our reparations. We have moved on and evolved from all the past. You know why? It's because we took every single outdated, old-ass Democratic shield, and we simply just got them the hell out of our business. And once we started to do that, things changed. We put an on-code agenda on the table, and we got rid of the off-code agenda. The off-code agenda has got them all shook, and that's why he's speaking like us. I don't buy that for 1 second. I don't buy that for 1 second. And anybody who's coming around here trying to talk like us, use the term democratic this and democratic that, you don't give a damn about that, because if you did, your policies would show. And that's what we on. We on results. We want to know what your policies look like, because your policies been trashed. And as a matter of fact, we are so strong right now. What I always say, family, I say we done changed the world, right? I say certified Black society, foundational Black Americans have completely shifted everything, the discourse in this country, the conversations in this country, the wordplay in this country. Our generation has actually impacted the next generation. We're out here showing and proving to young folks and older folks, because now you got Black folks who voted Democrat for 60 years, and now they're challenging the system. This is what really scares them. When they see us out here putting down this real FBA energy, when they see us at tether reparations conventions and running the Wicked Witch of the West off the goddamn block, when they see us running Strappy off the goddamn block, Tone Tits off the goddamn block, gone, can't see him no more, we did that, then they know things done change. And the very fact now, things have changed to the point where a lot of folks that used to vote Democrat ain't voting Democrat no more. And a lot of folks that the Democrats used to rely on, they can't rely on no more. Watch this older lady right here start calling out some of them policies in Chicago. And when we say that we have an impact on the whole goddamn world, we mean that we got an impact on the whole goddamn world. In election season, we got them scared.
In June of 2024, I was 80 years old. I was a part of that movement. I lived around the Ku Klux Klan. I know all of the evil things that have been done to us in Black people for the last 468 years. Everything conceivable has been done to us. Who has come to our rescue? Who has helped us? But when others are suffering, when others are going through things, I don't care who they are, Black people are supposed to be humanitarian. Black people are supposed to care. Black people are supposed to give up their land, give up their homes, give up everything that we work for, everything that we've gone through in this country. I'm standing here because our ancestors survived that new passage. And we're gonna let these people, bring these people in here, run us out of our homes, run us out of our land, run our children out of buildings like these. Our children don't have access to parks. Take our money. These are our tax dollars. Come on. Yes. Why aren't these politicians? Where are the ministers? Why aren't you marching in the streets like we used to? Hey. Why aren't we doing this? And you talk about God. Where is God when it comes to our suffering? Come on.
Hold up. You know you done changed the game when Aunt Esther then came out there and said, where is God in our suffering? Why aren't you marching? Why are you bringing these people here? All of that comes from us, family. That is everything that we say. She said, we are the ones who survived the passages. Where are these other groups when we're out here suffering? Where are these other people when we're out here down bad? But you bringing these people in. You know that certified foundational Black Americans are on code and we have changed the game. When Aunt Esther is putting a foot in their ass. You want to talk about being real? You want to talk about really, really making an impact on society? We never thought we would see somebody 80 years old G-checking them, but she's not just G-checking them in an old way. Notice that, family. She's not just kind of saying things that sound outdated. You know what I mean? She's not there saying, well, what about the Lord and Jesus now? And where are we at? She's saying, we are the descendants. This is our country. We built it. These people come here and they mooch off of us. What y'all doing? She got that same energy. As a matter of fact, she's got that same vibe that I had when Black Alpha was G-checking the Wicked Witch. So when I'm G-checking the Wicked Witch and Aunt Esther is G-checking all the boule, man, you know we winning. You know we winning, and they can't deal with that at all. It's a new day. It's a new day. The same thing I told them at that Democratic Shield / Tether Reparations Convention. I told them it's a new time, a new era. We got new energy, and if you don't like it and you ain't really down with it, it's going to pass you by. I'm going to go ahead and let her continue to cook because this is what happens. We on game and on code from us on up.
Who comes to our rescue? No, please don't stop me. I'm not going to get your own. I know that. I'm struggling. I am struggling because I'm hurting. I'm hurting because of what's been done to my people. And you want us to, 50,000, where are these people? 50,000 people, where are they going to go? They're going to go in the Black community. We're not putting them up there with white people. They're not going up there. And we are not outraged. That's why I respect what they've done over here, and I stand with them. And we're not outraged over what they're doing to us. They're not going to go up on North Extra Drive, but they put them over there by me. Nobody asking us any questions. Our property value. Nobody's asking us anything. And we are going to be compassionate. Hell no.
Woo, whoa. Mic drop. I got to end it the right way. We got to hear that ending. You want to talk about finishing strong. Listen to the way she finished that one.
Nobody asking us any questions. our property value. Nobody's asking us anything, and we are going to be compassionate.
Hell no. Woo! That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about. She said we gonna be compassionate. Hell no. Don't let nobody try to tell you this is just us. Don't let nobody tell you that it's just some type of time we on. No, 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 family. Nah, that right there is different. That right there hit completely different. They don't know what to deal with. Man, that was special. That was special. You very rarely see something like that, but that shows you again, you got to know where it all come from. You got to know where that type of energy comes from. That energy is definitely coming from a place of FBA. That's coming from a place that we created. Nobody can say that. Nobody can represent it that way. That's all on us, man. If we ain't out here doing what we doing, then that right there is not getting said. That right there ain't getting said. That all is based upon foundational Black Americans and the Black grassroots. If the Black grassroots ain't on game, you ain't hearing that right now. So the very, very, very fact that our sister told him, hell no. She said, we ain't representing none of that. We gonna stand on the lineage. That's really what she said. That's straight up. You really want to go there? She said, we standing on the lineage. These folks ain't coming here and they're not going to go ahead and take from us. They're not going to steal from us. They're not going to give us nothing. So therefore, we ain't giving them nothing. It's simple. It ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell at all. This is why we are moving in a different time frame. I'm loving that. And Esther done came through. You know what type of time. So this is where the movement is going. And this is what has politicians scared. This is what has the tether scared. And this is why we say that. So if we're getting that type of energy, okay, and we're, really holding it down and we're getting that from the older generation, that's an 80-year-old woman. If an 80-year-old woman is rejecting immigration like that, and we're out here saying reparations over everything, reparations or else, what does that leave the dominant society? What does that leave them with? No other option other than to cut the check. And once you cut that check, you're going to have to cut it in full cash, nothing else. So these people who really genuinely think that they're going to come around here and they're going to get us to talk about healing, they're going to get us to sit down, they're going to get us to be nice, they're going to get us to be friendly to all these people. Nah, no. It's a new day, a new age, a new game, and everybody genuinely has to deal with it. But family, there's more. And this is the energy that we've been saying has been sweeping all the way across the board. This is the energy that we've been saying everybody is duplicating, and it all starts with us. When we start speaking about energy, family, and we start talking about folks rejecting that type of stuff,
over here,
I want y'all to check this out. They had an immigration phone call, okay? This was on the 29th, all right? They had a committee on immigration and refugee rights, all right? This was on Vimo. I want to say these were people in Chicago. I'm going to go ahead and sit back and let y'all see. And Esther went all the way in on them. And now I want you to hear Grady, because Grady wasn't playing neither. Foundational Black Americans, we rejecting all of that peoples of color. We rejecting all of that minority. We rejecting every single thing that does not start with reparations.
Next speaker is Mr. George Blakemore.
Watch this, family.
Can you see this room is divided? The whites are over here advocating for themselves and the illegals, and there's the blacks over here advocating for us. Well, you black elected officials, you go to this side when you take up this side, you black one. Now, I told you they steal my minutes here. These people are illegal. You have changed the name, undocumented, immigrants, and new arrivals. We've been here. How did we get here? How did we arrive here? On the slave ship. Not on a slave ship. You all don't belong here. You don't belong here. Now listen here. Listen here. Wait a minute. This clock runs real quick on me. Now, you black elected officials, you can't vote, but it says for subject matter of hearing only. So when it get time for you all to respond, you go here. I'm telling you what. You rise up with us because your ancestors was on that same ship. Don't forget where you are and don't forget where you come from. You wasn't, your grandmother and great grandmother and grandfather, they weren't immigrants. You're not a new arrival. That's the crime against humanity, what has happened to black people. Gentrified out of this city. You got the right one at this mic. You black ones here. You don't let the go these black ones out. As long as they clapping, these my people say, boo. Now you tell them all to keep quiet. All of you. You black don't represent your people. They suggest black faces in high places. You are disgraceful. The ancestors hate you. That's a crime against humanity. Where's Algernon? There's Walter Burnett. Where's Mr. Rob? The one right there. You are here to represent us. Us. But you represent the Democratic machine because they slated you. They slated you. This is a game. Trump, Reverend Trump, come by here. All you black people, go Republican. Teach them. If they don't know how to treat you, teach them how. Teach them how. Teach them how. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Blakemore. Okay, Grady Blakemore, y'all. There we go. We got Percy Earl and Grady Blakemore. Grady Blakemore all day long. You and Esther holding it down the real way, the real proper way. That's how you deal with them. So we have young brothers and sisters out here getting in these people's faces and demanding reparations. And then we have the older people. And if you noticed again, when he was talking, everything that he was saying was exactly the way we speak. It was that same energy. It was that same, I'm not backing up. Because you know what's ended up happening, family? A lot of those older people that were on code, they watched too many people in their generation be off code. They was surrounded by a bunch of off code people in their generation. So now when they're seeing a new generation of on code, they at home. They at home. They like, damn, finally, I've been waiting for this. And a lot of us been waiting on that, and we got it. So this is why. So when you put this all together and you start to combine it, and you got the on code, the young, the on code elders, and this real, we don't give a damn energy, this real, we gonna take it, you gonna run it, and bottom line energy, come on. That's what you get. So those two right there are very indicative of where we are right now as a community, where we are as a people. He said it. He said that's a crime. He said straight up, you running around here and you basically disrespecting your ancestors by being off code, you disrespecting your ancestors by not following what's really real, then your ass is off code and you're going to have to deal with it. That's what we say, family. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Either you're going to represent this lineage or you not. And if you ain't representing the lineage, then you're going to have to get the G-check. And when the G-check come, the G-check come and anybody can see it. So a lot of folks are out there saying what's real and a lot of folks are calling it out. I don't know if y'all saw this video right here. This was of a sister talking about how some Caribbean people come over here and she starts speaking about how they would only be here if it wasn't for foundational Black Americans, there'd be none of them. Listen to this.
So this trend going around where people who are either African or Caribbean or from some other place, you know, I'm Big Carter, don't call me Camo, and you're saying don't call you African American. Stop that. Y'all look weird. Stop this weirdo shit. Because here's the truth. If it wasn't for African Americans, our Black ass, your mammy, your pappy, and whoever came here first, Black ass wouldn't even be here. But for the African Americans civil rights movements that gave all of us fucking rights. So stop this weirdo shit that y'all are doing on the internet. I am very proud to be Bahamian. I'm very proud to be Caribbean. There's a culture that is unique to us that come from the Caribbean. And I don't know Caribbean people who aren't proud, but I'd be damned if I got on the internet and insult a group of people, Black people, our brothers and sisters and cousins and siblings. I'd be damned if I get on the internet and insult them when I understand, had it not been for them, my Black ass wouldn't be here. Your Black ass wouldn't be here. Your mammy and pappy would still be in whatever fucking country they were in before. Stop it. Y'all are weird for doing this. You can be very proud of where you come from without insulting the people who made it possible for you and me and every fucking body else to be here. Y'all look weird. Stop it.
Just what we say. Just what we've been saying. We lead. We lead by example. We lead. And people have no choice but to follow what we say. Okay? Whether they get there the hard way or they get there the easy way, it don't matter because you're going to have to be there. That's why I said, family, the outcome is already laid out. The outcome is already laid out, and that is you will be on foundational Black American time because that's the only time that exists, period. So when you start seeing these people that 10, 20 years ago would never talk what they talking, that's all because of us. We done put it into motion. We done put it into play. When we represent the culture, the lineage to the fullest, everybody else has to follow the leader. And it's been proven that foundational Black Americans are the leader. Now, going back all the way to that whole Tether event, family, the main thing that they were trying to press us with was this right here. And I want the family to realize there are two ADOSs that you have to look out for. You have ADOS, which is right here in America, American Democrats of Slavery, okay? That is Strappy Man and Tone Titty Boy. And then you have ADOS in terms of African descendants. This is what they're trying to push now. So you have the American, African, Democrats, slavery combined, and now they're trying to put that on foundational Black Americans, and that's what they kept kicking. Read this, family, and I'm going to show y'all. This was the term that you kept consistently hearing over and over and over again at this Reparations Tether Convention. You hear them say, we are Afro-descendants. This is their rallying cry. This is the main thing you've seen when you got on their page. They said, working definition of an Afro-descendant, okay? The term Afro-descendant is which they're trying to classify us all as. They say, the term Afro-descendant refers to descendants of peoples who were forcibly dispossessed of their homeland, Africa, were transported to the Americas and the slavery diaspora for the purpose of enslavement. We're subjected to slavery. We're subjected to forced mixed breeding and rape. We have experienced through force the loss of our mother tongue, culture, and religion. And we have experienced racial discrimination due to lost ties or partially lost ties from their original identity. Family, I want y'all to notice how vague that is. I want you to see how soft, loose language that is. This is what they were trying to sell us at that event. It kept going all the way back every single time to Afro-descendant, ADOS. You got two ADOSs, I'm telling you. Anytime you hear ADOS, y'all already goddamn know it's going to be some ops. ADOS on both sides. You got your American and you got your African, but they both ops of FBA. Neither one of them are real. Neither one of them are grassroots. They're both imposters ran by a whole bunch of busters. So this is what they've been trying to sell us. They've been trying to tell us. They've been trying to make it look like we have to be down with this. They wouldn't stop it. They kept pressing this notion. They're trying to reclassify us as Afro-descendants, so therefore they can make their way into the building. And once they make their way into the building, now they have full access to our reparations claim. Now they have full access to our tangibles. Afro-descendant is the biggest tether term out there. A tether's best friend is the term Afro-descendant. It is the most flat term available, and they love operating with flat terms because flat terms allow them to steal. This is a thief terminology, and they continuously press this on us at this convention. I want y'all to check this out, family. This is one of the people who came up with this term, and they are the ones who represent the Afro-descendant nation, where they went to the UN. We are foundational Black Americans. And fam, there was a lot of people there on that. We ain't really American. What has America ever done for the Black man who went through oppression and emancipation? We not really Black. And we ain't on that time. See, that type of time gave us the African American. That type of time gave us the tethers. That type of time gave us the can't we all get along. And this era right here, y'all already know we represent the lineage. How you ain't gonna represent what you created? We are the foundation. And every foundation has to have architects, and we are the architects. So we've been pushing, and that's why I told him, I said, this is a new goddamn time. And in this time right here, We represent the country that we built, but we represent our lineage, because without us, ain't none of this here. So out of nowhere now, here comes the Afro-descendant term. Here comes that group CURE, Caucasians United for Reparation and Emancipation. Here comes all these plays that they're trying to do. Every week there's a new person popping up and trying to act like they're us by stealing our words or trying to put a mask on. And all we've been doing is G-checking and regulating every last one of them. Watch this lady give a speech about that term Afro-descendant, and watch how she's trying to put this on us. And she's openly telling us it don't really mean nothing because we went to the UN, and y'all gonna have to like it or not. I ain't lying, fam. Watch.
After a week at that conference, we were talking about how we wanted to be identified. And the discussion went on and on all week long. Everybody got to put in their viewpoint. The South Americans outnumbered us. Like I told you, there were 70 million Brazilian Afro-descendants, twice our number. And at the end of the week, the name Afro-descendants was accepted by all of us.
They went down to South America, met up with a bunch of South American black folks, all went to the UN, probably had handlers as well, all agreed on the term Afro-descendant, and then they went to go get this all classified to put it on us. This lady gave a speech which I fell asleep about 15 times, came back, fell asleep another 5 times because it was boring as hell. But this was the knowledge that they were trying to kick about the term Afro-descendant. And watch the way she says, all y'all black folks in the States now, y'all need to just accept this term. Watch. Way different than Aunt Esther in Chicago. You see the difference when you got an FBA agenda and when you have an African descendant of slavery agenda. It's completely the opposite.
So that's how, and that is why Afro-descendants is used now by the United Nations. But it got started back at that one of those sessions that we had to start getting Afro-descendants on the books of the UN and give us some authority. So all y'all from the States, I don't want to hear nothing about, well, we didn't have no say-so in this. And we don't want to be called Afro-descendants. It's a little too late to complain about that now, because that decision was made. It was made in a democratic process. Definitions were written. My husband and I wrote out a definition.
Listen to what she just said. She said to all of y'all black folks in the States, I don't want to hear y'all complain about that name because the decision has been made. She said that she made the decision. It's that little small group of her and a bunch of other ops and shields that went down, classified this name, went above us, and went to the UN and said, that's what it is. And she said, y'all better just deal with it. She didn't tell the Caribbean, y'all better deal with it. She didn't tell the African, y'all better deal with it. She said, y'all black folks in the States, the United States in which we created. So she's talking directly to us. And why would you single us out above everybody else? If the term Afro-descendants represents all black folks at the UN across the nation, why would you single us out when you're trying to ridicule and lecture? I know why. It's because we the only ones who got shit. We the only ones who are strong. We the only ones who actually have money. We're the only ones who have actually built. We're the only ones who ain't never ran. That is why they single us out. So 1 minute, it's this all-inclusive term that we all need to understand and abide by. And then the next minute, it's y'all blacks in Americas, y'all best to deal with it. She said because the decision has already been made. By who? By who? It wasn't made by us. If it wasn't made by certified foundationals, then we don't represent it. And I don't even acknowledge it. Never in my life, family, will I ever say I am an Afro-descendant. Will any of y'all, have any of y'all ever went anywhere, signed up for something, someone asked you things, you said, hi, my name is Marquise, Afro-descendant nation. Hi, my name is Shaquita, Afro-descendant nation. Hi, my name is Josh, Afro-descendant nation. Hell no. Hell no, hell no. It ain't got no ring to it. It ain't got no pop. It ain't got no style. The same way MC Wharf with his 450-foot forehead ain't got no style. The same way fat ass Joe ain't got no style is the same way they ain't got none. And if you ain't got no style and you ain't got no swag, then you damn sure ain't FBA because we created that. So therefore, we ain't rocking with that term. And they continue to push that term on us. And she got even more slip with it. She started talking way reckless, telling all of us we got to deal with that term because she said so, whoever the hell she is.
It's a little too late to complain about that now, because that decision was made. It was made in a democratic process. Definitions were written. My husband and I wrote out a definition that very same night. And
she said her and her husband wrote out the definition. How in the hell can two people sit down and write out the definition for 1 billion plus people? What type of power you think you got? And the very fact that they went to the United Nations is the very fact where a lot of folks were trying to go to the OMB and try to classify. Because if they can't see us in the black grassroots, they always try to go above us. The problem for them is trying to go over us. That shit don't work because we snatched their ass down.
We said, oh, really? About what? Oh, well, just be there for the dinner. So we were there for the dinner. And then there was the leader that represented the Cubans from the South.
The leader of the Cubans.
Diaspora. Very strong-willed woman. And she was sitting with us. And we're looking at each other like, so what are we supposed to do? What's going on here? And then a United Nations interpreter sat down with us. And he had taken the definition that my husband and I put together, and Ida had put it into readable form. And we went line by line. And she listened. She was a tough woman, too. She listened, and she had this deadpan expression with the first line or so. Then we get into the second portion of it. Then we get in the third, the fourth, the fifth. It basically said, in essence, that we were the group of people that had been taken out of Africa by force, that we had been systematically raped all during the slavery period, and that we had, some of us, like the Garifunas, had been totally cut off from our African ancestry during the process of trying to make them into slaves. So we included all of that in the definition. To have gone through a week and known that this was the first time ever that I know of that we as Black people were able to name ourselves, you know.
Listen to that. She says,
to have gone
this week where they had this summit down in Peru with a bunch of Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Latinos, just a whole bunch of Afro folks, no FBAs. When they went down and they had this meeting, she said this was the first time they ever named themselves. So she believes that 30 to 40 people that she was with who gave themselves the power to come up with a name, they are the gatekeepers of what we should be called. And this is all about FBA reparations. If there was no foundational Black Americans, they would not be having this summit because there'd be no reparations to come get, because we know goddamn well they wouldn't be getting them.
Trying to make them into slaves. So we included all of that in the definition. To have gone through a week and known that this was the first time ever that I know of that we as Black people were able to name ourselves, you know.
You about to
So be
lecture us
happy
again
with the word Afro-descendants. It wasn't forced down your throat. It's something we chose to be called. Now, the picture of the group.
Who is we? Who is we? She said the term Afro-descendant is not a term that's been pushed down your throat. We chose that term. Who the hell is we? Well, I'm going to show y'all who we is. This right here, family, I'm going to show y'all a picture of who they keep talking about. When she says we, And she said they were all down there in South America and Peru, and they had this summit, and they broke it all down, I guess, at this summit. This is where it all went down, and they said that this is where they came up with the term. They all gave themselves the power to do so, and no power, we weren't involved, nobody. And she's been running around, honestly, like she is some type of, godmother of the community. It's that shit again, y'all. It's that shit again when people start feeling that they mighty and strong. Well, when they go down to South America and they come back with this term, they feel that now they can tell us what type of time it is, and we just have to accept it because they say so. Look at this right here, family. This is the people. Regional seminar in Peru in 2005. This is where it all went down. Oh, yes, family. I was in the place and I was working. I was making sure I got all of this information and all of this intel so I can bring it on back to the family and I can show y'all this is the type of energy that they're on. And these are only one of many people who are trying to develop an angle to come at foundational Black Americans. And this is why we say reparations over everything, including Afrodescendant, including Peru, 2005 regional seminar, and anybody else who is trying to lecture us. Those people right there is where this all went down at. This is it. She said this group of people right here, particularly the one I'm highlighting, these were the people who sat down, came up with the term Afro-descendant, and on top of doing that, they came up with a definition of it. So you got people out here that are saying that they created a whole classification for a race, all based on their own definition. That's it. This is where people are. This is where they think. And this is how foundational Black Americans definitely have been running them completely all the way out the paint. Can't be seen, can't be found, and we will never stop. So when you start looking at this convention, family, and they start talking about all of these words and everything that they represent, this was the website. This was the website right here, family. This was the National Reparations Tether Democrat Convention. This is what they were on. Soon as you got there, family, they start hitting you with this. Who are the descendants? Who are you? And then they start breaking that down. Then they start telling you everything. But this is where it gets on it. Primary goals. All right. This is where everybody has to really dig in and understand they were really coming up with something that could knock us off the page. This is why we have definitely been out here focused and standing on the lineage. It is more important now than ever to stand on the lineage because they are trying to knock us off of standing on the lineage. And they feel if they can knock us off standing on the lineage, then they can go ahead and try to steal our reparations because that's what it's all about. It says, organize, primary goals, organize the organizations throughout the Americas and the slavery diaspora into one unified national reparations movement. Notice, family, they didn't just say for everybody to unify and be one big team, to get along, to work together with commerce, work together with trade, to build agriculture. No, none of that. They don't want to do commerce or agriculture. No. They say they want to unify based on reparations. If that ain't exactly what we say when we call them out, the very fact that their primary, according to them, their primary goal is to get everybody who is Black on the same reparations page, not any other aspect of life, not any other geopolitical or geosocial position. It's all about all of us getting together reparations-wise, knowing that foundational Black Americans are light years ahead of everybody when it comes to reparations. So you already see what type of time it is. When you watch them close, you already see who the snake is. So they're coming at us from that angle. Then they followed and said they want to establish a foundation in which upon they can proceed together with one voice in our efforts towards self-determination, reparations, restoration, reconciliation. One more time, reconciliation. That ain't nothing more than that South Africa talk. And then they say also reparative justice and just repairing everything. They also go and they say protection and promotion of our basic human rights, which we're served as a result of plantation slavery. Family, a lot of these folks running around here and they talk about this and they talk about that, plantation slavery. What about a lot of those Africans who were selling Black folks? What about them? What about the Africans who were never on a plantation? Are they Afro-descendants? See, it gets real tricky. One minute you're talking Afro-descendant. The next minute you're coming around and you're telling us how everybody is all on one page, but ain't everybody had the same experience. Yeah, they know that better than we know that. That's why they're sliding that in there. They say as a result of plantation slavery, loss of original identity, language, culture, and religion. That right there does not apply to everyone. So in 1 minute, you're coming up with these terms that allow you to get in on our reparations claim, because that's what this is all about. There wouldn't be none of this. There wouldn't be that old ass lady putting us to sleep 22 times. There wouldn't be the Wicked Witch. There wouldn't be the Tetherpalooza, the Democratic Shields, the W Mayo agents. None of this would exist, family, if it wasn't for our reparations movement. How do you know? Because we didn't know who none of these people were before our reparations movement. Reparations has made everybody show up, come out the blue, and try to get in on what they perceive as a lottery ticket, but they can't have a dollar. No. Advanced recognition and self-chosen name. Afro-descendants as our nationality and join onto the Afro-descendant nation. Reparations can be paid from one nation to another. Listen to the language. Listen to the language, family. Advanced recognition of our self-chosen name, which we didn't chose. Afro-descendants as our nationality. A nationality, family, I thought was a nation, an actual nation. Okay, not just nation by word. Afro-descendant has to actually be an actual nation. And then they said to join in, and reparations can be paid from one nation to another. Do you know what that means, family? Hold up. Let me put that right there. Let me highlight that specifically. Reparations can be paid from one nation to another. Translation: give us the reparations money that foundational Black Americans have created, and we will distribute it to everybody as we see. That's what that means. That's the certified translation. Oh, you can't get nothing past Black Alpha Network. You can come up with the fanciest way. You can write that shit in cursive. You can write that shit in Braille. You can write it backwards. I'm going to see what you're really saying. And if you listen good, and if you watch them close, you see the agenda. Reparations can be paid from one nation to another, but yet Afro-descendants are a one big nation. That is the biggest, most unoriginal, most desperate tetherism I have ever seen. Let's let it be known. That right there is not only the personification in the definition of tetherism, that is the biggest tetherism I've ever seen. That is a tether's dream right there. And when we say that they want our reparations, when we say they can't get their homeland popping, when we say that they flee and they run all over the world and they always end up here and they want our money, when we say it used to be stay home Akata, now it's come home, brother. That right there in that sentence proves everything. Case closed, confirmed. Mic drop. They want us to go under one big nationhood of Afro-descendant, and then they want to distribute and disperse the reparations money as they so choose. So basically, we fight for it and they take it. That is tetherism number one. And we done called that shit all the way out. Receipt. If that's the biggest tetherism, then that right there is the biggest Black Alpha receipt. Afro-descendants to become recognized as a sovereign state in the UN General Assembly. Family, this is where they're heading. This is their agenda. This is their primary goal. When I say it's their primary goal, that is the primary goal according to them. They put it in there. They put primary goal above everything. So you see that they want our reparations very bad, to the point where they done made a whole headline. They done had a whole convention, and this is what it was. So fam, with all of that right there, all of these folks, and that is $1 million. That is a multi-million-dollar agenda going all the way to the levels of the UN. You're talking about Mayo ops. You're talking about tethers. You're talking about Democratic shields. You're talking about everybody. That's what we were facing when we went into this convention and we crashed it. So when we say certified foundational Black Americans got an energy that ain't nobody got, that can't nobody duplicate or replicate, we mean it. because we stepped right in there and held it down. And we did it based on the lineage, the heritage, and the culture. And nobody can remix that. That's why this is the era of reparations. This is the reparations generation. The reparations generation, and it damn sure is not the generation of this right here, the Afrodescendant nation. This is their website. I want y'all to check this out, okay? This is the website. Let me know if y'all see something, family, because I want to get this and I want to put it all down. Y'all know we work together. Everything we do is one big family tree, all right? So if y'all see something, please let me know, because I want to break this down so we ready for it no matter what. We knew the reparations ops was going to come in the way, and we knew this reparations struggle was going to be a real one, but we built for it. The term Afro-descendant. My name is Silas Muhammad, and I am the CEO. Mind you, Silas Muhammad, we saw earlier with that W reparations unity front, okay? And mind you, when you seen that W dude, that Briscoe or Driscoll, the Mayo agent, notice, family, notice. And I want to show my face when I say this real quick. Notice when that Mayo agent was talking, when he got up and left, came back with a bag, looked at his phone. We seen him way over in the auditorium listening to the music. We seen the other guy walk past the camera on his phone. Then they sat together. When we saw the Mayo agent and he started talking about that CURE organization, that CURE organization is tied in to this Afro-descendant nation. They work hand in hand. They work together. That lady, Ida Hakeem, she is one of their wives. So we got to be very careful when we see these individuals because they're clicked in. Mind you, anytime you see a tether, anytime you see someone from the dominant society, they're typically clicked in together. So we see where it's coming from every different angle. But notice he said, this is what the Mayo agent said. He said, we're working on something soon. So a lot of this is going to come down the pike. And this convention was the first step. And we're going to see all these faces that we broke down today right here on the Black Alpha Cast. For 3 hours, we had 700 people. We still got 643 I see in here right now. So you know we popping. But a lot of these faces that we have broken down today, we're going to continuously see these people over and over. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. We can all get together. We can stand in the paint on the lineage as one FBA family tree, as all of my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. We work together and we make sure that no matter what happens, we gonna be straight because we strong like that and we stick together. Yes, indeed. Now, this person right here, Silas Muhammad, the CEO of the Lost and Found Nation of Islam and the spiritual son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. This is what he says. He says, I would spend many years out of the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, from 98 to 2002, working to establish our identity. Having been a member of the Lost and Found Nation of Islam, I sought to classify us as a lost and found people. Didn't we say, family, they're always trying to make it look like we're some lost immigrant group? That type of lost and found type of behavior, that's the same behavior that had everybody in that room talking about, we don't want money. Why do we need money? Money's wrong. Let's go get a therapist, and then we'll get the money. That's the same type of stuff where people come over here and say, we in this together, brother. Let us all be together. Y'all are lost immigrants. They're always trying to make us wear their jacket. We are not a lost immigrant group. We are not someone who does not know our identity. We created the identity that they want. That's why you got MC Wharf trying to act like us. That's why you got Fat Joe and a plethora of people trying to act like us. So we goddamn well know who we are. We ain't lost and found, no matter how much they try to tell us that we are. They said, I sought to classify us as a lost and found people to establish that name as our collective identity. I learned from several forums in the United Nations that a large contingency of people, mainly Latin Americans, listen, a large contingency of people, mainly from Latin Americans, from the slavery diaspora, were calling themselves Afro-descendants. As early as 2000 in Santiago, Chile, the term was first heard at the United Nations Forum. They went behind some Afro-Latinos that half the time think that they are just dark white, all right? They will be 15 shades darker than midnight, and if you ask them, they'll tell you that they just the darkest white person in the room. This is who they was following. No conscious community. Half of them just popped up on the census in their own countries 3 years ago. And you're trying to get certified foundational Black Americans to follow behind that? Hell to the no. They said, we did not have a clear-cut identity. Although the term Afro-descendant was in the air, we have not decided on a collective on the identity. In 2002, the United Nations Conference for the Rights of Minorities, okay, come more, in Honduras, 19 countries from North America, South America, Central, North, and throughout the slavery diaspora. They said 19 countries from North America, South America family. North America only has 2 countries, Canada, United States, pretty much it. So basically, all of South America, all of Central America, all right, all of Latin America. The term Afro-descendant is no different than Afro-Latino. And a lot of Afro-Latinos, let's be honest, family, they come over here and what do they tell us? They tell us, well, we didn't really know racism until y'all Black Americans showed it to us. We don't have those problems back home. I'm's different. I'm's a special kinds of blacks. It's y'all FBAs who is the real racists. So half those people that we seen swimming through that dirty, polluted ass water, jumping over them goddamn fences, the barbed wire, going through them deserts, all the Julios and the Juliettes, these are the people that they're taking the term Afro-descendant from, and they're trying to get us to wear that coat. Hell to the no. Fuck that. Now, they continue. They say, from a representative in Brazil who has the largest Afro-descendant population, but yet none of them truly identifies Black. These are the people, by the way, family, that always come to us and tell us, we never saw ourselves as Black. No, we just knew us from our own nation. I'm not Black, I'm Haitian. I'm not Black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not Black, I'm Brazilian. I'm not Black, I'm Venezuelan. This is what we talking about. This ain't to say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. No. That's James Brown. That's Georgia. That's FBA. That ain't what they on. They said, but they acquiesced to an established unity with the many descendants of slavery diaspora that had already accepted and were using the term. So they're telling you right there, family, they took that term and they ran with it. This right here is what they were saying. We're forcibly dispossessed from our homeland, Africa, transported to the Americas of slavery. We're subjected to slavery, yada, yada, yada. Same old, same old, same old. Then they say, do you self-identify as an Afro-descendant? Right there. And then they want you to click it. I am an Afro-descendant. Let's click it to see where it takes us. Let's see where this goes. Let's see how far this rabbit hole goes, family. Right here. I just clicked it. This first time. I ain't never did this. This is right here, a Black Alpha Network exclusive. I am an Afro-descendant. Let us hear from you. Please send us your name, email address, and phone number, and we would be happy to send you more information about the Afro-descendant nation. You know what? How about this? I'm going to put this in there. Fuck no. Okay. Fuck no. Let me submit this to you. Fuck no. FBA all damn day. Checkmate. That's what the fuck you can get. Hands down, yes, and motherfucking deed. There we go. For the record, y'all see that? Fuck no. FBA all damn day. Submit. This filter needs to be required. Well, we can unrequire that. That right there, family, is what the type of time they've been trying to get us. Send one. Yes, indeed. Hey, they trying to get donations like a motherfucker, too. They had donations, membership. This is what kills me, family. When you start talking about the American Democrats and slavery, I literally just seen them asking for donations. But I thought you was a lineage. And then when you see this right here, they're asking for donations. But I thought they was a lineage. All these people who masquerade as these lineage, they all still want donations. How the hell can you donate to a lineage? Foundational Black Americans, we are the ones who say we are a lineage, heritage, and a culture. That's exactly who we are. That's what we about. We ain't running around here saying, can you give me some money for the SBAs? Can you? Nah, that ain't the type of time we on. That ain't the type of time we on. No. We are a lineage, a heritage, and a culture, and it don't matter. Matter of fact, you know what, family? Since I am on that type of time, and I am extra as hell, I woke up on 3 million today. We are going to, hey, what should I say? I put, okay, hey, I need the family on this one. I put, fuck no. Here we go. Name, fuck no. No, okay. First name, fuck no. Last name, FBA all damn day. Somebody give me an email account that I can. What should I say? What should I say the email account is, family? Give me one. Somebody in the chat, tell me. I need to know. Tell me what it is. Give me a name for the email account. I'm gonna type that in there so I can go ahead and press that one. That got to send. I can't get the this is required. You can't send it. No. Let me know. Give me an email account, family, so we can go ahead and run that one. We're gonna put that one all here we go. I see we got trolls all in the building today. That's good. We're gonna run you out all the way back, all the way to goddamn back. I'm gonna run with, let's see right here. Oh, I got one. Oh, hold on. Oh, you got to go, homie. Oh, you got to go. Boom, gone. Checkmate. Another troll bites the dust. Out of here. Here we go, family. This is what we got. I'm going to put in here email. Here we go. Reparation. Over everything. At gmail.com. Holla. First name, fuck no, FBA all damn day. Reparations over everything at gmail.com. Boom. Holla at me. That's, oh, there we go. Damn, I could have got that. FBA cash 100. Damn. Damn. Oh, hold on. We almost had 1,000 likes. Oh, snap. Hold on. What we rocking? I might have to stay on here. Or 100 likes. My bad. 1,000 likes? No? Okay. Yeah, my thing is reading back. Damn, I might have to stay on here till we get that. Hold up. We might have to try to get that. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, we're going to stay on here till, hey, somebody let me know. Somebody let me know when we cross that. Somebody let me know. As soon as we cross that, please let me know so we can get that 1,000 so we can run it all the way up, family. Run it all the way up. So we sent that to him right then and there. Oh, damn. Hey, look. Hey, hold up. Ho. Hey, this is how behind they are. Check this out. Check this out, family. This is the best right here. Exclusive. This is the type of time we are. Check this out. They sent, let us hear from you. Blah, blah, blah. They hit me. They said, thanks for contacting us. We'll be in touch shortly. First name, fuck no. Last name, FBA all damn day at reparations over everything, gmail.com. And then holla back. And guess what? They say they're going to be reaching out to us. They say they're going to be reaching out to us. But guess what? When you do reach out to us, you're going to get the same answer. And that answer is the same way we started. We ain't putting on no jacket for nobody. We're going to represent this lineage, heritage to the fullest. And you can't keep up. That part. Yes, indeed. All right, we got it. This is perfect time right there. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate everybody. We done went down the whole list. We done G-checked everybody, and we stood on the lineage. Shout out to Chicago. I see everybody. So when all these people write back and they hit up reparations over everything at gmail.com, they're going to get the same goddamn answer. And that answer is FBA all day and certified all the time. And you can't have our money. MONEY. That part. So family. Damn, I can't believe we got that. That is crazy. Crazy. We breaking records, man. Shout out to my brother Voltron. I see you, brother. Shout out to my brother Voltron. Big facts. I've been holding it down, man. You know, I appreciate everybody in the house, man. I appreciate it. We've been breaking records every week, man. It's like the third or fourth week we done smashed records. We ain't even, at this point, man, we just competing against ourselves. That's all it is. But I'm talking about we, Black Alpha Network. That's for everybody. That's the whole family. That's all of us together as one. That's how we connected. That's how it is, and it will always be that way. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, nobody can stop our shine. Nobody can stop our vibe. We operating and we function on another level. What's that level? That level is what Dr. Claude Anderson always says, and salute to Dr. Claude Anderson. That is being exceptional and being excellent and being like nobody else. And that goes for everybody right here listening. That goes for everybody, all your family, the whole family tree from top to bottom. We are the people who created this country, and we are the ones that everybody really wishes they could be. Because that's what this is all about. Everybody really, really wishes they could be us, but they know goddamn well they cannot. Never, not at all. So when we go down the list, let's G-check people for the last time. We went to the reparations convention. Scratch that. And by the way, it's about time we get us another reparations rally. It's about that time, man. I hope that goes down. And y'all know we're going to definitely be there with the family if it does, you know, and I might have to definitely speak and let the whole world know what time it is, but that's a whole nother one. But we've been representing, standing in the paint on the lineage, bypassing anybody who's not on our type of time and ain't got our type of energy. We done G-checked the African descendants of slavery. We done G-checked the American Democrats of slavery and they plastic straps. We done G-check all of the people at the convention gone out the place. We done G-check MC Wharf. We done G-check MC Terrible, MC Horrible, MC Can't Ride the Beat, and anybody else who is opposite of where we are. And where are we? Where we started, at the very, very top. Reparations over everything and holding down this lineage, man. Much love to DC. I see you, brother. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know how we get down. Yes. All right, man. I want everybody, man. I don't know what y'all about to do tonight, but I am about to make me probably a grilled cheese sandwich and turn up. That's how we do things over here on this side. You know, I want everybody, though, to stay good. I want everybody to stay safe. That's what's the most important thing. You know, I want everybody to just take care of yourself. Make sure your family's in good, shape. Health is wealth. So make sure you take care of that. I love y'all with a passion. I love every single week breaking it down. This is a family affair, man. This is much love and respect to everybody. This B1 Certified Black Society. We are here in the place and we ain't going nowhere. We get stronger every single day. And anybody who does not know that are going to see it, and we're going to give it to them in a front row view. So y'all stay good tonight. Make sure anybody who's next to you that you love them, you tell them you love them. You feel me? And then you show them you love them. You feel me? Make sure that anybody that means something to you, they get that same genuine love, because when we are here as a family, what makes us strong and what makes us stronger is the unity that we have amongst ourselves. So us being on code, being passionate about each other, telling our brothers and our sisters, telling our mothers and our fathers, our aunts, our uncles, our best friends, whoever it is that you ride with, whoever it is that got your back 24/7, no matter what. You know how we say your day ones, when we say your ace. If you got your ace, man, make sure you tell them that, and make sure that no matter what happens after that, y'all stick together. And if you do that and you represent, you're going to always win and you're going to always shine, man. So that's one little piece that I want to leave everybody with, just some good energy. And I'm going to continue to always represent and respect everybody and show everybody that FBA is a very, very intelligent lineage. We stand on the culture. We stand in the paint for the culture. And no matter what happens, we're going to always have each other's back 24/7, 365. Y'all subscribe to the channel and y'all know Black Alpha Network. I say this all the time in the words of Huey P. Newton. We are one tonight. Let us be one in the future. Power to all of our people, nobody else. And Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love. One love.
Black Alpha Network, home of Black excellence. Power to the people. Power to the people.